Over 32,000 Brewer fans were sent home happy, and they're still rejoicing on a picture-perfect Sunday for baseball in Milwaukee as the Brewers will go for the sweep over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good Sunday afternoon, and welcome to coverage of Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Alongside Davey Nelson, I am Tully Hughes. Last night's 3-2 dramatic win for the Brewers came on Corey Hart's home run, his 26th of the season, but that was all set up thanks to the starting pitching of Marco Estrada. And Marco put together a magnificent outing over 7 innings, scattering 4 hits, allowing 3 runs and striking out 10, which was the 3rd time in his career he's posted 10 or more strikeouts. And Carlos Gomez got things going in the 3rd inning with his legs as he was able to draw a walk thanks to A.J. Burnett, and then he was able to steal second and steal third, Davey, and then score on a wild pitch.
Boy, we always talk about how speed is a player's best asset, and go-go when he's on the bases, that is definitely his best asset, makes things happen.
And Corey Hart made things happen with the bat. Bottom of the 9th, he goes deep, walk-off fashion, his 3rd of his career, his 26th home run of the season. Last night's win secured the series and set up a shot at the sweep this afternoon. Can the Brewers making an unblemished homestand before heading back out on the road? Stay tuned for the series finale between the Brewers and Pirates next on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, because when friends come together, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. By Toyota, when you choose Toyota, you get a lot for less. Toyota. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. What a fabulous Labor Day weekend it is, the final big weekend of the summer here in Milwaukee, and the Brewers trying to close out with a sweep against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Giovanni Gallardo, the hottest second-half pitcher in the majors, looking for his 7th straight win against Pittsburgh here today. He goes up against one of the hottest pitchers in the first half of the season, James McDonald of the Pirates, who is trying to establish himself as their ace. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Kashan alongside Bill Schroeder, and welcome to Game 3 of our series here at Miller Park. And the Brewers trying to go for the sweep. Another series win already in the books. The last 2 weeks, it's been Cubs, Pirates, and they've won all of those series already.
Yeah, and this is the kind of baseball that Ron Renneke had expected out of his team all season long. When you look at the numbers, there's a lot there, but if you look at the numbers, they are all very good. The pitching has been very good. The starting pitching in particular. These young starters have been outstanding. We're talking about Fiers and Mark Rogers and Marco Estrada. These guys have really been putting up the numbers. Gallardo, as you just mentioned, he's got that nice 6-game winning streak. The offense up and down the batting order has really contributed. The big three, Braun, Ramirez, Hart, they've been all coming up with some big RBIs. And when you look at what these guys have been doing in front of them and behind them, they've been racking up some wins. They've been racking up some big run totals. And the bullpen has started to turn things around. Except for that one game against the Chicago Cubs, the bullpen has been outstanding. The starting pitching has been very good. Offense is really clicking on all cylinders right now. Corey Hart with the walk-off yesterday against the Pirates closer in the bottom of the 9th inning. So everything really going well. The Brewers making a big push to 500.
And why settle for just the series win? The Brewers going for the sweep. Afternoon baseball on this Sunday from Miller Park, Game 3. The Brew Crew and the Buccos next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Milwaukee Brewers, he is today's starter as we welcome you back to Miller Park. Game 3, the Brewers going for the sweep against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Clint Hurdle, the Pirates manager, trying to keep his team in the wild card chase. They are a game and a half behind St. Louis. The Dodgers have caught up with the Pirates now in that race for that final wild card spot. Only the 2nd day of September. Let's take a look at his batting order presented by Piggly Wiggly. Brock Holt, who made his major league debut, will lead off and play second base today. Then it's Jose Tabata out in left. Andrew McCutchen, Garrett Jones, and Gabby Sanchez, followed by Pedro Alvarez, Michael McHenry behind the plate, Josh Harrison over at short today, and James McDonald, the pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And they oppose Giovanni Gallardo, who's out on the hill ready for start number 28 and looking for win number 15.
Yeah, to say he's on a roll would be an understatement. He's won 6 in a row. He's 8-2 career against the Pirates in 12 starts.
First batter, Brock Holt. First pitch outside for a ball. So that's how we start game 3 of the series. Brock Holt made his major league debut yesterday night, walked as a pinch hitter and scored the game time run in the 8th inning off Jim Henderson. There's a strike from Giovanni Gallardo. Brewers won Friday night 9-3 and a walk-off win last night 3-2. Corey Hart in dramatic fashion. An 0-1 pitch from Joel Hanrahan. There's another strike from Giovanni Gallardo. An impressive win yesterday considering the Brewers had the 2-1 lead. Henderson blew the save in the 8th and John Axford was able to get out of a bases loaded jam in the 9th inning and give his team a chance for that walk-off win.
Yeah, Brewers had only 3 hits in the ball game, but you know, the walks that the Pirates issued end up coming around scoring a couple of times. Another outstanding start by Marco Estrada. Boy, you talk about pace of a game. I mean, Estrada was working very quickly. 1 walk, 10 punch outs. Tremendous job by Marco yesterday.
And we're going to catch up with Marco Estrada in the 4th inning. He's going to put on the headset down to the Brewer dugout and talk with us here on Fox Sports Wisconsin during the game. Always a treat to hear from the Brewer players. Mainly the pitchers have the off time opportunity a day after their start to do that. So that's what we'll do a little later on. Brock Holt, the 2-2 pitch from Gallardo, fouls another one off. Now the pace of yesterday's game was much appreciated by many of us along the way. The Brewers have played some lengthy games as of late, but Estrada was on top of it yesterday facing A.J. Burnett. They were going pitch for pitch, weren't they?
Yeah, those 2 guys were working quickly, throwing a lot of strikes. Offense didn't have much of a chance.
Oh, it's strike 3 to open things up. Giovanni Gallardo takes care of Brock Holt.
Now, that's been the key to Giovanni's success lately. I mean, excellent command both in and out as you take a look at the Menards defense for the Brewers. Nori Aoki back in the starting lineup after a couple of days off. No surprises up the middle. Jeff Bianchi gets the start, and Martin Maldonado, day game after a night game, hangs the signs for Giovanni Gallardo.
There's Jeff Bianchi out at shortstop today. His bat has come alive here over the last week, and he's earned some playing time, also flashing some nice leather over there at shortstop. Getting some time along with Gene Segura, so a very youthful duo over there at shortstop right now. Jose Tabata, the batter for Pittsburgh. Brewers defense has been outstanding all year long. Loss of Alex Gonzalez, of course, just after a month into the season. This is back probably more than anything as Gallardo takes care of an easy out. 1-3. Ted Barrett is calling balls and strikes today. Our umpiring crew. Corey Blazer at first, Tim McClellan at second, and Marvin Hudson over at third base. And now an MVP candidate this year, Andrew McCutchen, steps in with 2 down. .346 batting average that ties him now for the National League lead with the suspended Melky Cabrera. And McCutchen's had an outstanding season. You got to wonder if maybe the month of August when he really kind of tailed down to about a .252 average after a whole month of time. Maybe kind of caught up with him a little bit. Had Friday off actually in this series.
Yeah, well, at .252, some of us would have considered that to be a pretty good month. But when you look at Andrew McCutchen, the season that he's been able to put together, yeah, a little bit of a tailspin, but a couple of days off. He had 2 hits yesterday.
League leader in batting average, as I mentioned, and also base hits, 167.
Fastball's down on the corners, and that's what Gallardo has been able to do for the last 6 starts.
McCutchen up the middle, tough play for Weeks, long throw, will never get him.
And the shift working against the Brewers that time. They had Jeff Bianchi way around toward the hole. Not able to get there. A ball up the middle that ordinarily would have been an out. You see how far Ricky Weeks is on the third base side of the bag. I mean, that's normally a play a shortstop's going to make. And no chance to get the speedy McCutchen.
He is fast. He has a lot of infield hits. 168 hits now as he continues to build on his league lead. And McCutchen will get around the bases. He's swiped 16. Although he's been caught 11 times. So not a sure steal over there at first. Garrett Jones steps in, the cleanup hitter, playing right field this afternoon. 22 home runs, 72 RBIs. A couple of hits in this series, including a home run that came on Friday night.
Yeah, the Pirates showing surprising power this year. They're third in the National League in homers. And most of the damage that they have been able to do has been on the road. That is a tough ballpark in Pittsburgh to hit home runs. This guy's a dangerous hitter. Got to watch him.
Pirates among the league leaders in home runs in Major League Baseball on the road. And it's interesting, you mentioned they were third in the league. The Brewers, of course, on top. The Reds and then Pittsburgh all out of the Central Division. A lot of pop in this division.
A lot of small ballparks in this division as well.
Jones walks. So 2 aboard here in the first inning after Giovanni Gallardo retired the first 2 batters easily. Now he faces Gabby Sanchez with 2 aboard. So look at those Central Division standings. The Reds a big lead over St. Louis, 8.5 games, and Pittsburgh 10 back. The Brewers have won 10 of 12. They're 4 games under 500 right now, and suddenly you're thinking of at least getting a 500 record if you can finish strong in the month of September. Not out of the possibilities, that's for sure.
Maybe try to catch the Pirates in the division. Brewers are playing as well as they have all year right now.
Sanchez takes ball 1 from Giovanni Gallardo, turning into a little longer inning than it looked like for the beginning. There's a strike from Gallardo.
Gabby Sanchez right in the middle of the mess for the Pirates last night in the 9th inning. He had a couple of men on, down by a run, or I should say tie ball game, and he took a 3-1 fastball right down the middle, ended up drawing a walk. Pirates not very aggressive last night late in the game.
Now they had their chances in the 9th inning. But you're right, the aggressiveness just did not seem to be there for a club that right now has lost a little bit of its swagger, if you will, from the first half of the season. They had a rough month of August, only 11 wins. As you take a look at the wild card race right now, the Dodgers have caught up to the Pirates. Game and a half out of St. Louis for that second wild card spot.
Cardinals won. Pittsburgh lost last night.
Ball and 2 strikes to Sanchez, and he fouls another one back. That's going to be interesting to see what St. Louis can do down the stretch for call out for the season. Berkman is limited to pinch hitting duties for the foreseeable future, so Alan Craig will continue to handle first base, and the Reds could get Joey Votto back as soon as Monday.
Not that they've struggled without him.
Boy, not at all. You saw that lead, 8.5 game lead in the division. And this pitch just misses from Gallardo.
Yeah, tough pitch to take, but Gabby Sanchez will live to see another.
2-2 the count to Sanchez, 2 aboard, 2 down here in the first inning. And a little low. Looks like it had the plate, but now the count runs full.
Yeah, just unwilling to call strikes. That guy looked a little bit low. Gabby Sanchez, I'll tell you, taking some very close pitches. That's what we were talking about regarding last night's game. You got to be up there swinging. But the last 2 pitches that he's taken have been called balls.
A .202 hitter when the Pirates acquired him. .215 with the Pirates in limited play. Runners go. And he gets another piece to stay alive. 25 pitches here in the opening inning so far for Giovanni Gallardo. He's been very efficient with his work during his winning streak of 6 in a row. He has gone at least 7 innings in each of those wins. ERA during that stretch just 1.90. Trying to get out of a first inning jam here. Again the 3-2. And Sanchez into right field, base hit, and this is going to give the Pirates the early lead. So Sanchez patient at the plate, took some close pitches, and finally finds the one he likes, and the Pirates have now jumped out in front 1-0.
Yeah, Gallardo able to saw him off. Gabby Sanchez not able to get the bat head out. Right off the handle, he dumps it over the head of Ricky Weeks for a base hit. Well, the Pirates out to an early lead tonight. I should say this afternoon they had a 1-0 lead in the second inning in yesterday's game.
Now it's Pedro Alvarez, who hit a home run in last night's game, has 27 on the season. Takes a whack at that first pitch, and an easy out for the lead runner at second base. Kind of a strenuous first inning for Giovanni Gallardo, but he only gives up a run. First inning, fortunate to only give up a run. So it's 1-0 Pittsburgh over the Brewers as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And our Piggly Wiggly batting order for the Brewer crew, Nori Aoki. After missing the last 2 games as a starter, back in that lineup in right field, he will lead off, followed by Weeks, Braun, Ramirez, Hart, Maldonado behind the plate, Gomez out in center. Bianchi, the shortstop, batting 8th, and Giovanni Gallardo. They will all face James McDonald, who's looking for win number 13 on the season.
And McDonald, one of the top of the line rotation guys for these Pirates. He's 12-6 after shutting out the Cardinals through 7 innings. Had a very good first half, did McDonald. 9-3 and a .237 earned run average. Since that time, he's got a 6 1/4 earned run average, so struggling a little bit.
Aoki has missed the last 2 games, starting in his usual spot in that leadoff role and out in right field. They had a little collision with Nyjer Morgan in Thursday afternoon's game in Chicago, and his neck has been stiff, although he appeared as a pinch hitter yesterday and tried to set the table late in the game for Milwaukee. He came up with a base hit, advanced to second on an error. And here sets the table in the opening frame by drawing an opening walk. Take a look at that defense behind McDonald here today. It's Tabata, McCutchen, and Jones across that outfield. Alvarez, Harrison, Holt, and Sanchez in the infield. And McHenry is his battery mate here today for James McDonald. Andrew McCutchen always dangerous at the plate, and he's got the glove working in the center field mostly because of the quick feet. He can get to any ball out there. Comfortable in every park. Here's Ricky Weeks with Aoki over at first base. The Brewers have been stealing bases like they were candy almost.
Yeah, like there's no tomorrow. I mean, every time it seems there's a man at first base, they're taking off. The Pirates, as we've been talking about this entire series, just cannot throw out base runners. That's a combination of pitchers and catchers. Neither one of them very good.
Weeks takes a first pitch strike.
Well, Brewers third in the National League in stolen bases. Have a chance to lead the league if they continue on this pace. The Miami Marlins lead the National League in stolen bases. We'll see them tomorrow.
Well, the Brewers had 4 Friday and 4 yesterday. And they're keeping a close eye on Aoki over at first. He has 21 stolen bases on the season. McHenry has thrown out 5 of 36 would-be base stealers. Here's a look at the Brewers base total, the stolen base total in the National League.
That'd be something to lead the league in home runs and stolen bases. They have a chance to do it.
It's a heck of a balance right there for an offensive attack.
That's not something you would think that has happened all that often.
Ryan Braun waiting on deck. He can get you with the bat, of course, and the feet. You look at this lineup for Milwaukee: Aoki, Weeks, Braun. Hart has a few steals. Gomez, of course. Bianchi, all very capable. Sharply hit to third. Alvarez, long throw, and everybody's safe. Sharply hit, had it in his glove, and it fell out. And that was just enough to keep the first 2 on.
Man, it should have been a double play ball. I mean, that ball was hit right on the nose by Weeks. Curve ball. Ricky waited back nicely, and Pedro Alvarez, who has struggled mightily over at third base this year, commits yet another error. And instead of a double play, the Brewers have the first 2 on, and Ryan Braun coming up. That's Alvarez's 22nd error over third base this year.
That is a load, that's for sure, for a team in contention. The hot corner. And now Ryan Braun steps in. 309, 36 home runs, 92 RBIs. Just 1 base hit so far in this series. We'll see if he can get number 2 right here and at least tie the ball game up. Pittsburgh got a run in their half of the first. And there she goes, left field. Way back. Ryan Braun, a 3-run pop. And the Brewers take a 3-1 lead. Wow.
Wow, that didn't take long. First pitch. Off the nice club out and left. I tell you, he's hit some long ones this week. Well, tried to come inside, didn't get it inside, and that ball a tape measure shot to left for Ryan Braun. 3 more RBIs. Now he's got 95. Something else. 95 RBIs, 37 home runs for Ryan Braun.
Here's Ramirez. Powerball home run count now for Ryan Braun at 37. Look where this lands.
Give him 2 for that one.
And Ramirez strikes out on 3 pitches.
I'd say his last 3 home runs, the 2 in Chicago and the 1 today, you can't hit a ball any further than those. Those last 3 he's hit. Look at the extension here. And there's no ballpark in America anywhere that's going to hold that.
Well, went so far, I think they're still trying to figure out the distance.
Only the measurements go that far.
Last year, Ricky Weeks hit one off the glass at the Nice Club. This one off the facing of the logos out there. And I do believe those are 2 of the longest home runs we've seen in this park.
They have good advertising for the Nice Club. And they have good food.
And they're full up out there today for a little Sunday brunch.
Yeah, you don't expect a baseball to come up at you when you're up there eating a meal.
Wow. I mean, how impressive is this guy, though? You're right. This week, 2 of the longest home runs you're going to see Ryan Braun hit. Corey Hart, who had the game winner yesterday. He should add a red carpet up there today, but we're still talking about Braun. The walk-off home run for Corey Hart yesterday in the 9th inning. And he strikes out here to open up his first at-bat on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, in yesterday's game in the bottom of the 9th inning, first guy up, and an 0-1 fastball by Joel Hanrahan. One of the few times you're going to see the visiting team bringing their closer in a tie game. And the Pirates paid for it. Corey Hart sent everybody home happy.
Here's Martin Maldonado, 274, 7 home runs, 25 RBIs on the season for the Brewer catcher. Ron Braun still waiting for the measurement. Sean Markham says that's too far for anybody to count. Fast start here in the opening frame. Milwaukee with 3 runs on that 1 hit from Ryan Braun. Let's take a look at the landing point. Check this out.
Yep, bingo, right to the right of the Nice Club logo. And Sean Markham said, you know what, if Fox interviews you after the game, I'm going to give you a pie in the face.
He gave one to Corey Hart again last night.
Man, uncle with that, huh?
All right, the official measurement, Rock, 458 for that home run for Ryan Braun. That still leaves him off the longest home run at Miller Park history ranking board, though. 8 others have been longer, but they'll take it here. Maldonado strikes out to end the first, but 458 feet away, Ryan Braun gives the Brewers a 3-1 lead after 1.
Gallardo on a great run. Pitching coach Rick Kratitz told me Yo's fastball has been tremendous, but that Gallardo has been dominant lately because he will stick with whatever other pitch is working for him that day. Could be the cutter, could be the curve. Kratitz told me Yo's confidence is high. He's attacking hitters and putting up W's, guys.
And he's going for win number 7 in a row. All those W's starting to add up. And the good news for Yo, after a long first inning, he only gave up 1 run. Now he's got a 3-1 lead.
James McDonald, walked the batter. Then he got what was going to be a double play ball to third base. So instead of giving up a solo shot, he's down 3-1.
And McHenry, the batter now. Swinging at a high fastball from Yovani Gallardo, falls behind 0-2. McHenry at 258 on the season. And he hits it hard right field. Ryan Braun is going to watch this one leave the park. One swing of the bat and the Pirates are within a run.
0-2 and a home run from Michael McHenry. It looked like a cut fastball. Cut fastball or a curveball that stayed up in his eyes. That's a no-no, an 0-2 homer. There's a curveball. It was out over the plate. McHenry aggressive up there and knocks one out of here. Makes it a 1-run game.
So last night we had the pitchers duel for most of the game, and tonight it looks like it could be a slugfest. That bunt pops straight up, and Josh Harrison is out. Yovani Gallardo hustling off the mound.
Well, any way to get on. These Pirates are trying to get men on base and do what they do best on the road. That's hit home runs. Very similar to what the Brewers try to do. Hey, come out to Miller Park as the Brewers take on the Atlanta Braves on Monday through Wednesday. That's September 10th through the 12th. For tickets, call 902-4000 or visit Brewers.com.
Here's James McDonald, the Pirate pitcher, working against Yovani Gallardo. One of his few base hits this year against Milwaukee. This guy's a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, second full year with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was traded from the Dodgers mid-season last year, or I should say 2 years ago, and he had a 9-9 record in 31 starts with the Pirates last year. Not a bad hitter, hitting about $1.50, $1.56. Most pitchers will take that.
Well, Yovani Gallardo knows what that's all about. He's a pretty good hitter in his own right. 9 career home runs for Yovani Gallardo. He's trying to work through a quick second inning if he can. Already gave up a home run to McHenry. There's called strike 3 on McDonald. 2 strikeouts now for Gallardo. 2 down now, top of the order, and Brock Holt, who was his first strikeout victim back in the first. Holt, one of 7 minor league players that the Pirates called up between Friday and Saturday, as they tried to get their call-ups up right away, because they hope to make the playoffs and have some of these guys obviously eligible for a playoff series.
And not only that, maybe get some reinforcements, late in games. You get extra inning games. They called up some pitchers, some position players, guys that could perhaps pinch run. You do whatever you can when you're in contention for the postseason. I mean, you can have 40 guys on your roster, and some teams come close.
2-0 to Holt. There's a strike, 2-1. Gallardo misses now 3-1. That's always an interesting time of year when Doug Melvin has brought this point up numerous times about how the rosters can expand for the final month of the season and perhaps help those playoff bound teams in a way and a benefit you don't get for the first 5 months.
Well, there's two sides to the argument as to the expanded rosters. You know, some teams believe, and Doug Melvin's one of them, that you shouldn't be able to have as many guys active on the roster on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, perhaps you would have a pool of maybe 30, 35 guys, but you only activate 25 for a game. Others say, hey, you can have 40 just like we can. Why not do it? So, you know, there's two sides to the argument. There's certainly teams that don't expand their rosters very much certainly are at a disadvantage late in the season against the teams that do.
Holt hits it hard into the gap. Gomez on the run and catches up with it for the third out. Pirates get a run on a home run and draw within one. It is now a 3-2 game. Bottom of the second inning now. Carlos Gomez set to lead off for Milwaukee. They have a 1-run lead. First pitch high and tight from James McDonald. A couple of home runs in this game already, one for each club. Braun a monster shot in the first, and Michael McHenry a solo shot in the second inning. James McDonald struck out the side for his 3 outs in the first inning, but that was after he gave up that 3-run home run to Braun.
He's got a good breaking ball. He's got 2 variations of a curveball, one that he takes a little off of and another one that he tries to break off a little bit harder and acts more like a slider. And he will give you the high fastball, the big curveball from time to time. He's got good stuff.
Big swing and a miss by Gomez. He strikes out. Sundays on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week it's Ralph Kiner. Boys in the Hall Sundays presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. One down here in the second inning for Jeff Bianchi. So 4 consecutive strikeouts and a wild one there.
Well, the first pitch to Gomez up and in, and this one back to the screen. Not sure what it was, but I don't think you're going to see that one again.
So how do you strike out 4 straight and then throw that pitch?
Effectively wild. Keep guys loose in the box.
Another high and tight to Bianchi. playing in his 15th game with the Brewers. He made his major league debut against the Pirates back on July 13th and got his first hit in Pittsburgh just last weekend. His first major league hit. Hits it hard center field. McCutchen going back to the warning track. Looks up and it is gone. Jeff Bianchi. His second big league home run.
And he certainly has some pop in that bat. We saw it in Chicago. He's hit some hard baseballs back through the middle. This one able to clear the wall in center. A fastball by James McDonald, and he gets good extension on it. And off the batter's eye out there in center. And the Brewers have their 2-run lead back. Very good numbers offensively down in the minor leagues. It took him a while to get going up here at the major league level. He looks like a pretty good hitter. Look at the extension that he gets in his fastball. McDonald's been throwing the fastball right by these Brewers hitters. Not that one.
Bianchi, a Pennsylvania native from Lancaster. That's near Philadelphia. But his family and friends have been able to follow his brief major league career here, including the stop in Philadelphia and in Pittsburgh as Giovanni Gallardo strikes out. So the last 5 outs by the Brewers, all via the strikeout. Home run, 3 strikeouts. Another strikeout to open up the frame home run, and now the latest strikeout. Now top of the order, and Nori Aoki.
McDonald's been averaging almost a strikeout per inning. 146 strikeouts in 160 innings. Giovanni Gallardo has a chance at another 200 strikeout season.
Giovanni Gallardo came into the game needing 28 to reach 200. And if he does that, that will be the 4th straight season. James McDonald now sets a personal season best in strikeouts. He has 146 now on the season. He had 142 last year. He began the season, he wanted to take over and be the ace of this Pittsburgh Pirate pitching staff, and had a terrific first half. As you mentioned, he won 9 games, had a 9-3 record, and during the second half, like many do early in their careers, has settled down, has had not quite the success he had in that first half. Aoki hits a base hit to right field. So a 2-out single.
Every time the Brewers put the bat on the baseball, they reach base. 3 hits and an error. Has not been an out recorded other than a strikeout. And Aoki, after a couple of days off, he's reached his first 2 times today. A walk and a hit.
And now it's Ricky Weeks. He reached on that error by Alvarez in the first inning, and that set the table for Braun's home run. And as we mentioned earlier, the Brewers with 8 stolen bases in this series already, and they'll keep a close eye on Aoki again over at first. There's McDonald's view to his back with Aoki. Good stop by McHenry behind the plate. Take a look at the Powerball home run leaderboard for the Brewers. Ryan Braun hit his 37th already today. Corey Hart is 26th to finish up yesterday's win. Braun leads the National League with 37 home runs and now is alone in first place with 95 RBIs. 2-0 now to Ricky Weeks. James McDonald had a terrific start against the Cardinals in his last start on Tuesday, blanking St. Louis 9-0. 7 strong innings, only gave up 2 hits.
Yeah, to a pretty good offensive club, huh?
It kind of started a offensive power outage by St. Louis. Ricky Weeks to center, all the way back and off the scoreboard. Another home run. Third home run of the game already by Milwaukee, and none of them have been cheap.
No, they have not.
Ricky Weeks, his 14th home run of the season, and Milwaukee suddenly up 6-2 over the Pirates.
Oh, an absolute rocket right down the middle. The fastball from McDonald. Ricky taking it right back through the middle like he's been doing a lot lately, not trying to pull the baseball. Oh, now 18 home runs allowed by McDonald, and 11 of those have come on the road this year. So the Pirates hit a lot of home runs on the road. They give up a lot of home runs on the road.
And coming into the series is, we take a look at Ray Searage out with the visit with James McDonald. He had given up more than half of those home runs early in the ballgame, 8 of those in the first inning alone, and Braun was able to add to that first inning total. 2 more here in the second inning by Bianchi and Ricky Weeks. And Ryan Braun's going to get another chance. Second time he's been up, and we're only in the second inning. First pitch, a strike to Ryan Braun. Braun's season numbers now: 37 home runs, 95 RBIs. And here's one more look back at that home run just an inning ago. Watch where this baby lands. Boy, fun to watch.
Yeah, the Pirates have been trying to pitch him inside the entire series. McDonald left one out over the plate just a bit, and Ryan Braun made him pay for it. Good success against McDonald in his career, now 6 for 12. A couple of homers.
Well, coming into this game 3 of this series, Braun had only a single in the first 2 games, but boy, he can make up for it in one swing of the bat. 458-foot home run for Ryan Braun. One of the longest home runs you're going to see by a right-handed hitter. Ricky Weeks last year, we talked about Weeks hitting it off the glass of the Nice Club. That was a 470-foot shot, and that is the longest by a right-hander at Miller Park. And that also came against the Pirates just last year on September 27th. Called strike 3 on Braun. He disagrees, but his team comes up with a couple of home runs during this inning again. 3 already in the game. Bianchi and Weeks go yard. It is 6-2 Milwaukee. the first 2 innings. 3 home runs, one by Jeff Bianchi in the second inning, and also Ricky Weeks follows suit as well. Ryan Braun got it going with a 3-run home run in the first, so 6-2 is our score right now. And assistant general manager of the Brewers, Gord Ash, now joins us here in the broadcast booth, and going to talk a little minor league baseball right now. Future of the Brewers is we're now into our second day of September, and Jeff Bianchi strutting his power in the last week or so. One of the youngsters that now we have seen, brought up in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's done a very nice job for us. Waiver claim by our pro scouting staff last spring, and then we took him off the roster at the end of spring training, and he worked his way back, and good to see. Credit to him. Played a number of positions, both shortstop and second base in the minor leagues. Played at both AA and AAA, and he's a hard-working guy, an intelligent guy, instinctive player. So kind of player we're looking for, especially at that position. That's a position of weakness for us.
The call-ups we're expecting anyway in the next couple of days. I know you're trying to let the AAA season wind down as Tapatau opens up the third with a single off Giovanni Gallardo. They've got a couple of days to go yet. They finish on Monday, and then we're likely to see at least a few players come up.
Yeah, both AAA and AA seasons end tomorrow, as you indicate, and we're still working our way through final decisions here. We won't have a lot of players. I think last year we had 7 or 8. We're not going to have that many this year. And that really, you don't like to bring players into a situation where they're not going to participate that much. I mean, it's nice to say that they should come and take in the environment and understand what Major League Baseball is all about. But at the same time, if they're not playing and getting that opportunity to play, I think it does sometimes become a negative as well.
Well, you mentioned that AA, AAA are going to be done in a couple of days, but the Timber Rattlers are in the playoffs. That's a positive. Talk a little bit about their ball club.
Yeah, real positive. I was up there a week ago Friday and took in a game, and they do such a great job there with their game and their game entertainment. And of course, the players have had a nice year this year, and making the playoffs by winning the first half is very satisfying, not only for player development staff, but also just for the entire organization and having a winning club there. And unfortunately, through the course of the minor league season, you make a lot of promotions, and some of their better players from the first half have been promoted, and they're finishing the season a little less than 500 in the second half here. But they've got good pitching, they've got some timely hitting, and when you get into a playoff round, even in the minor leagues, it's no different than here at the big league level. Anything can happen. So hopefully they can. They do play somewhat of a long playoff schedule, and hopefully they can contend.
McCutcheon to right, a long out. 2 feet in front of the wall for Aoki. And Gord, while we have you in the booth, we're going to be able to interact a little bit with some of our Brewer viewers, and we have our Car Soup email. The question coming from Stephen in Menominee Falls: can you consistently have only one lefty on your pitching staff, especially out of the bullpen? I think that's one of the more commonly asked questions.
Yeah, that's a good question, and not ideally so, no. But neither should you have, as Doug Melvin likes to point out, just have a left-hander for the sake of having a left-hander.
Right.
You want to have somebody that's competent, and I think it's one of the things that at the minor league level that we focused on is trying to develop some left-handed pitching, and I think there's some coming, a ways off yet, but ideally you'd like to have 2, if not 3, in the bullpen. I think we can go back to our competition last year, and over the years Tony La Russa in St. Louis did such a great job mixing and matching his left-handers and right-handers in the bullpen. Sometimes made us all mad in terms of all of the pitching moves,
but it worked,
and the fact that the games went on forever, but it did work, and that's what you want to get to. And I think in the perfect world you want to get to that point as well, and that's what we're working towards.
Might we see another left-hander come up on Tuesday?
Well, I knew you were going to make these inquiries and try and find out who was coming, but I can just tell you there will be pitchers coming. I cannot identify whether they're right-handed or left-handed.
I had to ask.
You did a fine job.
Yeah, let's talk about a guy that has been getting a lot of talk up here. Hunter Morris, named to the Southern League postseason All-Star game. Talk about what he brings to the table and how far along he is.
Well, I know what our player development staff is most proud of is that he was elected the most best defensive first baseman in the Southern League. And for someone like Hunter, that's a dramatic improvement. I saw him play a couple of games this year where he fielded a bunt through to third base. That's not something he could do a year ago. So he's worked tremendously hard on his defense. All the offensive numbers speak for themselves, first or second in almost every category. MVP is going to be announced tomorrow of the Southern League. I'd be very surprised if it's not Hunter Morris.
Garrett Jones batting here
for Pittsburgh. Runner at first, one down in the third inning. Brewers lead at 6-2. Gordash, the assistant general manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, has joined us. And a lot of topic, of course, on developing pitching within your organization. And you probably can't be any more pleased in what you're suddenly seeing here and what you've been able to bring up to the major league level with Rogers and with Fiers right now, especially in their contributions.
Well, no doubt about it. If there's a silver lining to our season this year, it's the fact that there's been some young players step up and take a position and will be part of our future. And we've talked about this before, and there really hasn't been evidence of it, but we're really becoming much stronger in our pitching depth in the minor leagues. Taylor Youngman, our first-round pick a year ago, will be announced in the next day or two as our minor league pitcher of the month for August, and he had a great season at Brevard and just went out and had a workman-like year. Nothing really fancy, but at the same time, a guy that gets a ton of ground balls. You're not going to see the big strikeout totals, but he's a guy that knows how to pitch and really does a good job, and we're pleased with what he was able to do.
And that makes a big difference when you go into the offseason. A couple of years ago, you had to go out and acquire some good veteran pitching to keep this club in playoff contention. Now, to be able to say you can develop that, perhaps you can steer your money and your interest somewhere else.
Well, there's no formula and recipe better than growing and developing your own, whether it's position players or pitchers. And in this case, we're going to be able to fill the void with a couple of homegrown pitchers. We're still probably going to have to dabble in the free agent market as it relates to or trades for relievers. But that core is there, and that core is a homegrown core, and we're pretty happy about it.
How about take us back to Huntsville, Scooter Gennett, and the season he's been able to put together. There's a lot of outstanding players on that team.
There is, and Scooter's one of them. And again, the staff is very, very pleased with the fact he was named the best defensive second baseman. So here's another guy that's worked hard, a tremendous hitter. He hit 400 in the fall league last year. Has had a great year at the Southern League, and again with Hunter Morris. Was really a big part of their lineup. They led the league, the team did, in hitting in the Southern League. So it's a pretty good future that we have there. Kentrell Davis, a right fielder that we have that we like a lot. And they graduated a lot of players from AA up to AAA as we had injuries through the course of the year. So it's been a team in transition to some degree, and that hasn't netted itself in wins and losses all the best. But at the same time, they've done their job in terms of player development.
We haven't heard a whole lot about guys that we've seen in spring training quite a bit. Caleb Gindel, Logan Schaefer. Talk about those two guys.
Yeah, they've had kind of a successful year, but it's not been as consistent as you'd like to see. They're both going to end up in the 270 range, and Logan Schaefer started out red hot and cooled down, has come on again here in August, and Caleb started very slow, but he's been very good over the second half. In fact, hitting over 300 in August and July. But unfortunately, last night Caleb had to come out of the game with severe lower back spasm. I'm not sure he's going to finish the season healthy. And Logan's battled some knee injuries through the course of the year, but he's healthy right now. So, there again, when you look at our AAA team, and we got off to a very poor start, but we've played pretty well from the third week of April on. We're in second place, granted a long way back, but that's a prospect club. When you go into a AAA club and you look at the players on the field, and most of them, in most cases, are veteran major league retreads, and we look at our club and you can look at prospects at almost every position. That's very refreshing.
Kind of guys that are considered to be insurance for the big league club. A lot of guys in AAA, but it's all a matter of the philosophy for an organization. Give us a real quick update and your evaluation of Gene Segura. Seems like he's settling in pretty nicely.
Yeah, he is, and he's made a few mistakes here and there, but I think for the most part this has been a positive experience. I know he's pressing at the plate and wants to do better there, but defensively he knows what to do. He plays an aggressive style, which we like. Obviously he can certainly run when underway, and it was fun to watch him hit that triple a week or so ago and see him round the bases. There's a lot of talent there, a lot of physical ability, and whether he's quite ready or not for next year is something that we'll determine over the month of September and into next year's spring training. But to have that kind of depth, even if he's not here, to have that kind of depth at AAA next year is something we haven't had in quite a while.
And for a guy that really is new to shortstop, he really hasn't seemed like he hasn't been out there all that much.
No, he's done a tremendous job, and I think has great instinct for the game.
Sanchez a long out to center field. Carlos Gomez. Runners from second advance to third, so there are 2 down here in the 3rd inning of a 6-2 game. The Brewers out in front of the Pirates. Gord Ash, the Brewers assistant general manager, joins us. It is kind of interesting when you were talking a moment ago about AAA and how many players have fit in so nicely with this club. We already talked about Bianchi. Segura really wasn't at AAA. He was able to make the jump from AA. But Maldonado earlier this year, when Lucroy went down, stuck with the club. You find out a lot about him. Eric Ferris was just called up yesterday, and we talked about Fires in Rogers. That AAA club, you mentioned they were off to a little bit of a slow start, but look at all the players you've already been able to add to the big league level.
Yes, and we talked to the staff the other day and congratulated them on the fact that they were able to graduate so many players. This year, sometimes out of need and necessity, but at the same time, when they came up, they produced, they knew how to play, they knew what to do in certain situations, and I know Ron Renicky and his staff really appreciate the fact that when players come up here, they're ready to play and prepared to play, and that's a tribute to the player development staff as a whole.
Here's a good look at Ron Renicky in that Brewer dugout. Pedro Alvarez bats here with 2 down. Runners in the corners for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Giovanni Gallardo has strung together a nice run of 6 consecutive wins, and we talked about developing pitchers in your organization, and there's your star right out there on the mound today.
Yeah, he sure is. He's done a great job, an early round draft choice, and flew through the player development system and has come here and done a great job. And obviously, without him this year would be very traumatic for us. He's been the rock of the rotation, and also a plus the fact that he signed long term, enjoys his time here in Milwaukee, wants to be part of this club, and we like to have players like that as well.
He's only 26 years old, Gord. Where have you seen him develop even further the more and more he pitches on the big league level?
Well, I think he's learned to be more economical with his pitches. We're not necessarily seeing that today, but overall he's learned how to get some early count outs. I know he's a big strikeout guy, but at the same time, there were too often you would look up in the 5th inning, you'd see 100 pitches, and I think he's learned to manage his pitch count a lot better so that he can get deeper into ball games.
Yeah, he's pitching 6-7 innings just about every time out. There was a couple of hiccups, but certainly a guy that you can count on for years to come. I want to get to one guy that I know the 1st round draft choice, Clint Coulter, the young high school kid, Canadian. Is he a Canadian?
No, not Canadian. Close.
I just assumed he's up in Washington.
Washington State. Close.
That's the other side of the border.
That's
okay,
right. Close.
Yeah.
We could take Washington State to Canada. That'd be fine.
Right.
But he's done a very nice job as well as a 1st round draft choice, learning a new position as a catcher. He, in fact, too, will also be our August player of the month, where he had a great August for the Arizona Brewers in the Arizona Summer League. But Charlie Green, who is our catching coordinator at the minor league level, has sent me an email yesterday. In fact, said he can't wait to get to Instruction League and work with this player because he's so coachable. He wants to learn. He wants to take place. He's a hard worker and pretty good swing on the bat, too. So even if this doesn't work out behind the plate, which we're certainly hoping it does, this is going to be a real addition for us.
McHenry coming through again with 2 outs. Close play at the plate. And Garrett Jones just beats the throw from Ryan Braun. So a 2-out base hit plates 2 more runs for the Pirates, and they are suddenly now within 6-4 of Milwaukee.
Man, one of those days at the old ballpark. Tight pitchers duel in yesterday's game, but guys are coming out swinging here today, and Michael McHenry not wasting any time. A first pitch base hit. Throw a little bit up the line. Pretty close, though.
And it's what makes the game great, because when you look at the matchup today and you see McDonald and Gallardo, you don't think of this kind of ball game.
Right.
And so you come to the park, you don't know what you're going to get, and certainly we hope this turns out for a Brewer victory, and we don't have to look back at a game that should have been.
You as an organization adjust your focus. I mean, this team right now, 4 games under 500. I mean, obviously the goal going into the season was not to be 500, but this team right now is playing like you expected they would right from the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. Played very, very well, and I know both Mark and Doug talked on the weekend about how our job right now is to win ball games. We're not looking at bringing up a lot of players in September to have a so-called tryout camp. This is a competitive situation, and we want to try and intertwine those things and see some players, but at the same time continue to win games, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yo delivers to Harrison. And this was a very close play at the plate with Jones coming in. Here's one more look.
I thought for a second that Maldonado got him, but clearly missed him. Good call at home plate by Ted Barrett. He was right on it. Good angle. We did not have a very good angle, Gord. Isn't that amazing?
And so the Brewers trying to battle here. Your team is, Rock mentioned, has won 10 of the last 12 games. You've been able to beat up on the Cubs a little bit, but also some very good competition. That was a big road trip for the Brewers to be able to bounce back. They had lost 14 to 15, and that last road trip to go 5-2 like that. You need to hit that stretch of time where you can say we can do this, whether at Miller Park or on the road.
Absolutely, and the same is true for this coming road trip into Miami and St. Louis. Those are games that we need to win to continue to keep ourselves at least with chance and a hope of getting into postseason, much like the Cardinals did a year ago. So it is possible. We know it's physically possible, and we just need to stay with it.
Man, somebody wanted that last pitch called a strike. I don't blame him. Rick Kranitz a little bit upset, trying to hide behind Ron Renicky. I don't think it worked.
Ted Barrett, the home plate umpire, taking his mask off. And
been a tight zone today.
Yes, it has. Here's the 3-2, swing and a miss. And that'll end the third inning. Gord Ash, the assistant general manager of the Brewers, thanks so much for coming up. Great information.
Thanks. Anytime.
Thanks, Gord.
All right, 6-4 Brewers as we head to the bottom of the third. The official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Marshfield Clinic, don't just live, shine. Get all your high school football action with Fox Sports Prep Zone. This Friday at 7, tune into Fox Sports Wisconsin Plus when Colby takes on Eau Claire Regis, or log on to foxsportswisconsin.com. Click on the Prep Zone tab to watch Brilliant and Kewanee, and also Nakuna taking on Lancaster. For upcoming schedules and Plus channel information, visit foxsportswisconsin.com. That time of year, we got football overlapping baseball on the weekends. A lot going on this weekend. The Badgers opening up yesterday as well with a win. Brewers home this weekend, trying to go for a sweep against the Pirates, and apparently it's not going to come easy. A 6-4 game, and we're only in the bottom of the third inning. Brewers out in front for Aramis Ramirez. Good information from Gord Ash.
Yeah, wouldn't tell us who's coming up. I tried.
You did a very good job, by the way.
You can only try. If you don't go, you don't get, right? Shut us down, but that's all right.
The only thing missing was your brim hat with the big word press on it.
Just curious, there's going to be another left-hander coming up. I mean, wasn't trying to be into too many trade secrets.
Well, between Doug Melvin, Gordash and Ron Renicky, no cat has been let out of the bag just yet.
No.
We know they're coming. And we'll be on the road trip. They'll get a trip down to Miami to join the Brewers, whoever gets called up. Ramirez, fly ball center field. McCutchen has to come in. And the right fielder, Jones, calls him off for the first out. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at FS Wisconsin. And here's today's question for you. Who is more dominating in the month of August? Braun or Gallardo? Very simple. Hashtag Braun or hashtag Gallardo. And Sophia Minert will update us and give us some thoughts from you coming up a little bit later on in the broadcast.
I'm glad I don't have to answer that question.
That's a tough question. They were each the players of the month for August. Of course, Yo pitching and Braun as far as the position players go. Here's Corey Hart with one down. Corey Hart with that walk-off home run in last night's game. Struck out back in the first inning. James McDonald has had a rough start to this game, giving up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. And by the way, that fly ball to center field by Ramirez, the first out that's left the catcher's glove.
Right. First out recorded in the field.
First 6 outs, all strikeouts. This one going to get in the gap for Corey Hart. All the way to the wall. And Corey Hart's going to settle in at second base with another extra base hit. And the Brewers have a runner in scoring position with one down.
And good job by Corey to stay back. McDonald hangs a curveball and he bangs it into right center. Right on it. And you try and pull that ball, it's probably going to be a ground out to the shortstop, but Hart able to wait back, let it get to him, and drive it into the gap out in right center. A one-out double.
So Corey Hart safe at second, safe and secure. New York Light. Another extra base hit for the Brewers. That's number 62 on the season for Corey Hart. Ryan Braun and Aramis Ramirez came into the game tied for the league lead, but Braun's already hit a home run. Those 3 are 3 of the top 4 in baseball. Jay Bruce just ahead of Corey Hart with 63. Here's Martin Maldonado. He was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Another one of the youngsters developed at AAA that was called up here this season that Gordash was talking about. The silver lining to injuries and some disappointment. Sometimes you're able to bring up some of the younger kids from the minors, and then it's up to them to show their stuff, and several have.
Yeah, they all have, just about. You get an opportunity, you can take it one of 2 ways. You can pressure yourself into being sent back down to the minor leagues. You can relax, grasp hold of the chance, and Maldonado certainly has done that this year.
Fly ball shallow left field. Tabata coming in and makes the catch for out number 2. Corey Hart has to remain at second base. Time for some trivia. AT&T trivia question here today. Name the only Brewers player to average 340 home runs and 100 RBIs in a single season. So 300 average, 40 home runs, and 100 RBIs in a single season. Only one Brewer player has done that. Carlos Gomez bats, as you all think, with 2 down. Gomez played a big part in yesterday's win. Walked a couple of stolen bases, scored on a wild pitch, and then plated a run on an RBI double.
He's had a nice year. Came up with some big hits too. A big hit in yesterday's ball game. 2-out single to give the Brewers a lead.
You know, Ron Renicky was talking about that very same thing this morning to the media, about how special a player it takes, and it can't happen right away for most, but you develop into that role. A guy like Corey Hart, the big hit last night, the walk-off. What we've seen this year out of Gomez, good point that you brought up, because a lot of his opportunities to shine have come at big moments.
And the only time he really struggled was after he came off the disabled list with that hamstring or groin, whatever it was. He struggled coming back.
And this one hit hard to left, and this one is gone. Another home run for Gomez, the 4th home run of the game for Milwaukee. That shot out of here in a hurry. Number 15 for Gomez. And it's 8-4 Brewers.
And that's going to be it for James McDonald. Not a very good day out on the mound. One of the worst outings that he's had this year. 8 runs in 3+. Check that, 2+ innings. And Gomez gets a fastball, and he does not miss it. He hits it hard. A line drive out of here to left. Well, the Brewers have their 4-run lead back.
So a pitching change at an unexpected time. McDonald is out. We'll tell you who's coming in when we come back to Miller Park.
TNT keys to the game. The Brewers putting on a show with the long ball today against James McDonald. Ryan Braun with a 458-footer off the nice club gave the Brewers a 3-0 lead. Then it was Bianchi with a solo shot in the second. And right after that, after an Aoki single, Ricky Weeks goes deep. And Carlos Gomez, the 4th home run in the first 3 innings against James McDonald, gives the Brewers an 8-4 lead.
And now it's going to be Chris LaRue out of the bullpen, just called up from AAA Indianapolis. As you take a look at his numbers, and a time now that Clint Hurdle's going to have to go to the bullpen early. Those call-ups coming at just the right time, as you mentioned, able to bring up a few extra pitchers to help out in a situation like this, because the way that ball's left the ballpark, this game not over yet.
Well, there's 9 relievers down in the bullpen, so the Pirates are just fine as far as that goes. Had good numbers down in the minor leagues. He split time between the rotation and the bullpen. Kind of a herky-jerky sidearm delivery for Chris LaRue.
He faces Jeff Bianchi, who homered back in the 2nd inning. It was his 2nd big league home run. And Bianchi finally got his hitting stroke together right at the right time here in the last couple of weeks, facing the Pirates, putting up some good numbers, hustling down first, but the throw beats him. So the Brewers get a couple of more, and now their lead 8-4 after 3. Hit a home run. 4 home runs in this game already for Milwaukee. They chase the starter James McDonald. He's already out of the game. So 8-4 Brewers. Giovanni Gallardo back out on the hill as we go to the top of the 4th inning, and we'd like to welcome in last night's starting pitcher Marco Estrada, who's been kind enough to put on the headset and talk with us here during the broadcast this inning. And Marco, nice job in yesterday's game. 10 strikeouts. I know you didn't get the win, the decision that you wanted to, but what a finish for your team yesterday. Tell us a little bit about the pace you set out there yesterday and the 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, you know, we had just talked about how slow our games have been, and I think it has a lot to do with our pace, the starters. So I kind of figured, you know, I'm going to go out there and as soon as I get the ball, I'm going to get the sign and get ready to go. So I think that helped a lot. It kept all our infielders, you know, on their feet, on their toes, and it just helped out.
You know, a big point of the ball game. You had the bases loaded. You had Pedro Alvarez at the plate. Was it a 10-11 pitch inning? And finally able to get him with a change. Just walk us through that at bat and how important that was in that game.
Yeah, you know, I fell behind early, and you know, once I started making good pitches, he kept fouling them off. It was a good battle between him and I, and you know, I knew he was going to be swinging no matter what. At least I figured that, and you know, that last pitch I threw was a changeup that, you know, I knew if I made a good pitch on it, I'd at least get him to roll over or something, and he ended up taking it, and you know, it was called strike 3.
Outstanding job, not only in that inning, but it seems as though you and Mike Fiers, I mean, I compare the two of you because neither one of you throw very hard, but you continue to rack up the big strikeout totals. Do you guys talk about that, and where do you think that comes from for you this year?
I have no idea. You know, I've never been a big strikeout guy, but I have been working a lot on just throwing strikes, and I think that's the key to it. You know, and I think just keep hitters guessing, mixing up pitches, throwing them for strikes. That's the biggest key, and I think that's what Fiers and I do pretty well. You know, we don't walk too many guys, so we're around the plate a lot, and you know, a lot of guys just take some pitches and they're called strike 3.
You have 114 strikeouts as a Brewer starter. That's second only to Giovanni Gallardo, and that's not bad at all considering you've only made 18 starts. How comfortable have you become, Marco, as a starter for this team, despite the fact that we've talked about it, you haven't had the win total success?
Yeah, you know, wins and losses, whatever. You can't control that stuff. You go out there and just try to get your quality starts, give them as many innings as you can. But you know, starting has always been my favorite thing to do, and hopefully I get to keep doing it for these guys because, you know, I love it here and I love to start. So hopefully these guys want me as a starter in the near future.
Yeah, there's been some talk, of course, that you are very effective out of the bullpen, and we realize that the bullpen has not had near the success they have wanted to this season. Are you very open to saying, I'll do whatever I can in 2013 to help this club win?
You know, if that's what they need from me, I'll do it. I just want a job up here, and if they need me to be in the bullpen, I'll be more than happy to do it. But obviously, I do want to start. I want to stay as a starter. But anyway, I can help. You know, if I have to go out and be in the bullpen, that's what I'll do.
Seems like this team is playing as well right now as they have all season long. I mean, you look at everything, the defense, the offense, the starting pitch, the bullpen is starting to come around. You guys feel like you can make a push here in September?
Yeah, we sure can. You know, last year St. Louis did it, and we have that in the back of our minds. So we're trying to do the same thing.
Well, Marco, want to ask you this. You've got the 107 innings. We've already seen Mark Rogers get shut down for the rest of the season. Has there been talk at all about how far you're going to go? Are your innings at all being limited at this point or being discussed?
No, not with me. Nothing's been said. I hope they're not playing on it because I feel pretty good. I feel like I can finish the season, and I'd like to. But yeah, there's been no talks with me about any of that, and I still want to keep going out, you know, get as many innings as I can. If I wouldn't have got hurt earlier in the year, then there probably would be talks. But I missed a month of the season, so I think you can take that into perspective and you know, just let me finish the season. Now I'll get this extra month back.
Good stuff, Marco Estrada. Appreciate your time with us, taking time down in the dugout during the game, and looks like we got a battle on our hands right away here in Game 3.
We do. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Marco Estrada yesterday. No decision in the game yesterday, but what a performance. 10 strikeouts and really giving his team a chance through 7 strong innings.
Yeah, the last couple of years, you really can't, say enough about what Marco has meant to this ball club, whether he's been in the bullpen or in the starting rotation. He has done everything that's been asked of him.
Here's a good look at Marco Estrada, and he avoided Sean Markham, Giovanni Gallardo, any pranks going on in that dugout. But a moment ago, Brock Holt, during our conversation of the Pittsburgh Pirates, got his first big league hit right here against Giovanni Gallardo with 1 down. And his mom made the trek into Milwaukee to watch her son. And she's up in the stands today, and a double play. McCutchen hits into a rare double play. And Giovanni Gallardo, pitcher's best friend. He'll take that. And there's a quick look at Brock Holt's mother as we go to break. A big, proud parent. Like to see that. And Giovanni Gallardo is able to induce against Andrew McCutchen. And now we go to the bottom half of the 4th. LaRue back out on the hill. Our AT&T trivia question: name the only Brewer player to average 340 home runs and 100 RBIs in a single season. And the answer, Ben Ogilvy in 1980. How about that? 304, 41 home runs and 118 RBIs.
And may have very well used the biggest, heaviest bat that I've ever seen. Ben Ogilvy.
Do you know what the ounces were on his big bat?
It wasn't so much the ounces, but the swing weight. Very thin handle and a very thick barrel of the bat.
That's right. He did have a very thin handle.
Yep. Didn't use batting gloves, and some kind of a buggy whip that big bat did Ben Ogilvy.
Here's Giovanni Gallardo down 0-2. Well, what a big double play. That could be a turning point in this game, the way the scoring was elevated here early on to get McCutchen. Only the 7th time he's hit into a double play this season.
He hit it right on the nose, but fortunately for the Brewers, right at Bianchi. Anytime you get that guy out, you got to feel like you're pretty lucky. He can hit.
Gomez stays alive. I should say Gallardo stays alive. Ball and 2 strikes to the Brewer starter. It has not been an easy day on the mound for Giovanni Gallardo, and he hits it to left field. Is it enough? Off the wall and out of here for Giovanni Gallardo. Wow! Everybody getting into the act. His 10th career home run. 9-4 Milwaukee. And his first home run of the 2012 season.
Well, a 1-2 pitch looked like a breaking ball that was up in the zone, and Yo yanked it right down the line. 5 home runs now for Milwaukee, giving them 167 home runs on the season. And that was a slider that didn't do much, stayed in the middle half of the plate. And Yo didn't miss it, hit it hard right down the line. Boy, who would have thought, with one of the better pitchers in the National League going at it, James McDonald, the Brewers with 5 home runs today. And it's only the 4th inning.
That is unbelievable. That's the second time this season that the Brewers have hit 5 home runs in one game. They did it just a few days ago at Chicago. They are putting everything together here late in the season. They have won 10 of 12. They have already won this series against the Pirates, looking for the sweep and leading 9-4 so far here today. Sometimes you got to wonder if Yo not having probably the success out on the mound that he's used to. Maybe that was a frustration swing home run too. Let it all out.
A little bit of a struggle today, but hey, I mean, his last 6 starts, I mean, he's been unhittable. Everybody's due for, a game where he doesn't have his best stuff. So if you're not feeling like you're pitching at your best, why not add a home run?
Aoki draws the walk, so still nobody out here in the Brewer 4th, and Ricky Weeks steps in. We've seen 5 home runs by the Brewers so far in this game, and one of those came from Ricky Weeks, a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. First pitch misses inside. Let's go back to September 27th last year. You want to see a long home run. Ricky Weeks off the glass of the Nice Stadium Club, 470-foot home run against these Pittsburgh Pirates. That was the longest home run by a right-handed hitter here at Miller Park. Ryan Braun very close to that today, 458 feet, just below the glass.
Yeah, Ricky Weeks about as strong as anybody in baseball. When he gets a hold of him, and he can hit him a long way. It's just a matter of being consistent up there at the plate.
Check on Aoki over at first base. You've seen the Brewers score a lot of runs here in the last week. 4 consecutive series as Aoki takes off. And that throw is late. Aoki is 22nd stolen base. It's the first stolen base of the game for Milwaukee. They had 8 coming into this game over the last 2 against Pittsburgh.
I hate to belabor the point, but it's a big problem for the Pirates. Throwing out base stealers. That's the 116th stolen base against the Pirates. They've only caught 12.
That is an amazing number. Ricky Weeks off the pitcher LaRue, and he can't pick the baseball up. Aoki advances to third. Ricky Weeks safe over at first. Still nobody out in the inning.
Well, you would think that's a base hit for Weeks. Comebacker, hit it pretty well. LaRue just couldn't handle it. Yep. He knocked it down, but not able to find where it is after it hit him, and it is a single for Ricky Weeks.
So Ryan Braun now due up with 2 aboard. And in the first inning, he had 2 aboard, and this is what Ryan Braun did.
First pitch, tried to get in there, and Ryan Braun, knowing that that's the way they've been pitching him, sends one deep out of here into Miller Park. The season winding down, so Fan Appreciation Night is Saturday, September 29th, as the Brewers take on the Houston Astros. Come out for the chance to win fabulous prizes, including a 2013 Chevrolet Camaro Visit Brewers.com/fan appreciation for tickets and for details.
Camaro would look pretty good right now, wouldn't he?
Yes, it would.
Ride that into the fall season.
Camaro look good anytime.
Yes, sir. Family day here on this Sunday. Great to see the kids. They're going to run the bases after the game that they always do on the Sunday afternoon at Miller Park. Beautiful September 2nd weather. 9-4 Milwaukee. 2 aboard for Ryan Braun. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Ryan with that 3-run home run back in the first, struck out in the second. Ricky Weeks over at first, Aoki at third right now. Braun leads the National League in home runs at 37, and 95 RBIs, also leads the National League. He continues to make a bid for consecutive MVP honors. He also leads the league in slugging. Fly ball down the right field line, and this one's going to make it into the seats. James McDonald chased before 3 innings were up. LaRue already in out of the bullpen and starting to get loose again out there in that Pirate bullpen.
And it could be one of those days when a lot of these relievers for the Pirates see action. Yeah, but the way offense has been today, a 5-run lead doesn't appear real safe.
Well, the Brewers know that from Thursday alone. They had a 6-run lead against the Cubs and ended up losing. That's the thing about this game. You got to record that final out. No clock's going to save you.
Nope.
Braun down 2 strikes. Here's LaRue. High 1-2. Aoki over at third. And Weeks at first. Nobody out here in the 4th. And there's out number 1. Braun strikes out for the 2nd consecutive time.
Yeah, good slider from LaRue right off the outside corner, actually right on the corner. And Braun's been pounding it in so much that slider away, very effective.
Here's Aramis Ramirez 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out in the first and flew out to center in the 3rd inning. What a year he has put together. LaRue checking in on Ricky Weeks. Aoki already with a stolen base in this inning. Former Pittsburgh Pirate takes a long look at the pitcher LaRue. And there goes Weeks. He'll steal second base. McHenry can't get the throw off.
Yeah, those are big stolen bases, and it's awfully difficult as you get through the season to continue to allow stolen bases at the rate that the Pirates have been giving them up. Well, now LaRue is not able to get out of an inning with a double play. They have to bring their infield in, and it completely changes the thought process for the defense.
11 stolen bases for Ricky Weeks. 2 runners in scoring position now for Ramirez. Ramirez and Ryan Braun, the National League RBI duo leaders.
with 181. Right up the middle. It's 182 and 183. Right on cue for Aramis Ramirez. And the Brewers add to their lead and now are up 11-4 over the Pirates.
Well, again, a stolen base eliminates the double play. Not that that would have been a double play. It wouldn't have, but they play the infield back perhaps, and things might be a little bit different. Look at all the room up the middle. Infield's right on the grass. No range at all when you're in that close. And Aramis Ramirez is able to come through with a couple of more RBIs.
Well, it's amazing what he's been able to put together this season.
Yeah, Sunday, September 16th. All fans attending the Brewers-Mets game will get an Aramis Ramirez bobblehead courtesy of Wild Impact Marketing. Call 902-4000 or visit Brewers.com. September 16th, that's a Sunday.
How many first-year players get their own bobblehead? He's earned it this year, though, hasn't he?
A guy like Ramirez, yeah.
Obviously not first year in the league, but first year with a team.
Right.
His career numbers certainly warranted. 333 home runs. Hart down, 2 strikes. Now 1-2. 1 down here in the 4th. It all started with a Giovanni Gallardo leadoff home run this inning. His first of the year and 10th career home run. 2 more courtesy of Ramirez's single. Hart doubled and scored back in the 3rd. Ooh, and this one hits Corey Hart. Not sure if it got him in the head or not. I heard a clank. Dan Wright, the Brewer trainer, out right away.
Fastball up and in. Let's see where it gets him. Yeah, it did get the helmet. Ouch. That's not good. Not sure how a big leaguer misses that badly on a pitch. But LaRue, that not even close. Got Corey right on the back of the helmet. Kind of a glancing blow, courtesy, or that's a good thing for Corey. That's scary.
Looks like it hit him in the back of the helmet and then
hit the bat.
Ricocheted off the bat. So 2 aboard now for Martin Maldonado. Still only 1 out here in the 4th inning. Maldonado. Nice play by Alvarez to second. Over to first for the double play. Giovanni Gallardo, the Brewer pitcher, though, helps Milwaukee get 3 runs here in the 4th inning. He leads the attack with a solo home run. And the Brewers are now up 11-4.
game 11 for Brewers. Mark Gannon back at Miller Park. Cecilia Gore is with me, Executive Director of the Brewers Community Foundation. Katina Shaw is here as well, Senior Director of Community Relations. And Cecilia, last night the Brewer wives presented you with a check for $110,000. They're fundraising. What does that mean for BCL?
It means a lot to us. We're so fortunate to have the wives, the players, our fans that are all supportive of our ability to give back to the community. So it's just a wonderful and tremendous statement from the players and their wives.
And Katina, what organizations will be benefiting from that big check?
Well, our wives collectively decide what organizations they like to get involved with. So this year we supported the Habitat for Humanity, the Foundation for Children with Cancer, Sojourner Family Peace Center, just to name a few.
Well, congratulations on a terrific fundraising effort. The Brewer wives, guys, they love this community, embracing it once again with a big check last night.
Well, they've been busy on a lot of these homestands here as of late, thanks to Katina and Cecilia. And always good to see the community coming through like they are. You can set things up, but the community has to come through, and they certainly have here. And their involvement at Miller Park with the Brewers.
Yeah, not sure of too many sports franchises, organizations that do more in the community that they're in than the Brewers. And that all starts with Mark Adanazio, Debbie. From the top down, I mean, everybody has bought in here with the Brewers.
Top of the fifth. Jones leading off against Giovanni Gallardo. Let's see how he's going to settle in after hitting a solo home run last half inning. Has not been real smooth for Yo in this game, but Rocky brought up a good point. Look how almost unstoppable he has been over his last 6 starts, all 6 consecutive wins. Looking for a 7th here today. Jones into right, a base hit. So a leadoff single, hit number 8 on the board in this game for the Pirates.
Hey, let's check out today's timer of the game winner. You ready for that?
Sure,
right
yeah.
Now, Craig?
Always.
Timer of the game winner today. Emma's Bar in River Falls. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. I'm sure things are rocking and a rolling at Emma's today.
I'm sure they always are in River Falls. That is for sure. Northwest Wisconsin. I think occasionally in River Falls they have a battle between the Vikings and the Packers on the border. Occasionally.
Got to go look at the map. Not too far from Minneapolis, River Falls.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Other side of the border.
They're on the good side, though. Gabby Sanchez. It's it long and hard left field. Gomez going back to the wall and gone. Long gone, a 2-run pop. And the Pirates aren't done yet. They're now within 11-6.
Not a good day to be out on the bump. A lot of offense today. Boy, 17 runs. And who would have thought coming to the ballpark today with Giovanni Gallardo and James McDonald on the mound? 17 runs on 18 hits between both clubs. Fastball right down the middle. And Gabby Sanchez able to knock that one out of here to get the Pirates to within 5.
Here's Alvarez now. Sanchez has really struggled offensively this season. Of course, he was with Miami earlier this year. Actually hit one of only his 3 home runs here at Miller Park. Hit the home run. It turned out to be in a winning effort, and was immediately sent down to AAA and later would be traded to this Pittsburgh Pirate team before the July 31st trade deadline.
They hit that one off John Axford late in that ball game, and it's been one of those years for Gabby Sanchez. Had some pretty good years with the Marlins, all-star representative for Florida. Ron Reddick trying to get Yo through this 5th inning.
Gallardo needs to get through this inning to be eligible for the win.
Pitch count at 100 right now. Called strike 3. Good way to get that first out. Take a look at our Jimmy John's high-speed delivery of the game for our starting pitchers. James McDonald at 92, Giovanni Gallardo at 94. Gallardo now with 4 strikeouts in this game. Here's the catcher, McHenry. Gallardo now needs 24 more strikeouts to reach 200 on the season, which would be a 4th straight season in which he's hoping to be able to accomplish that. Ironically, only 40 pitchers since 1901 have had as many as 4 consecutive 200 strikeout seasons. Earlier, McHenry with a home run. He's had a big day at the plate. A lot of offense in this game on both sides.
Yeah, there's only been 1/2 inning in this game where a team has not scored. That was the top of the 4th. Every other inning, there's been a run scored.
Brewers may need to keep that pace to make sure they get a win as they hit the road for another week. Right after tonight, heading down to Miami. Going to play 4 against the Marlins and see their new ballpark. The newest gem in the majors. And he walks McHenry. So 1 out walk, 2 runs already home.
And Cameron Lowe's starting to get loose. Now Ron Renicky trying to get Gallardo through the 5th to be able to perhaps pick up a win. He's already got 107 pitches in this game. Well, he got ahead of McHenry, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ended up walking him. It's been a struggle for Gallardo today.
Harrison fouls the first pitch away. 4 walks in this game given up by Gallardo. Only 1 has come around to score. Harrison 0 for 2. Big swing and a miss. Gallardo got out of the 4th inning by inducing a double play ball. Could use one right here. Harrison fly ball right center. Aoki calling for it on the warning track and makes the catch. Just short of the warning track. 2 down. Well, Travis Snyder's going to step into the batter's box, pinch hitting for the pitcher spot.
And Harrison doing Gallardo a favor, swinging the pitch up out of the strike zone, and he hit it pretty well, though. Ball seems to be carrying pretty decently here at Miller Park. Opposite field, Aoki back on a warning track.
Snyder 0 for 7 in this series. Struck out twice in last night's game. Coming off the bench here in the series finale. Kind of ironic that the Brewers, remember their stretch of going through starting in 2008 to their first trip to the playoffs. For several years just beating up the Pirates, and now that Pittsburgh's trying to make the playoffs. The Brewers 7-4 in the season series. This one to left, that'll fall in for a base hit. So the inning stays alive for Pittsburgh. 2 down but 2 aboard.
Yeah, Gallardo's starting to get into the danger zone right now. I mean, his pitch count is starting to climb pretty rapidly. You got to wonder how long Reneke's going to allow him to go, and here he comes. I wonder if he's going to take him out. I don't think so. It's a pretty brisk pace that he's going out there. I think he's going to try and get him another out and then have him end his day on that note. Just wants to make sure he's okay. Pitch count starting to climb. Doesn't want to extend him too much. And right now at 113 pitches, this may very well be his last hitter.
Well, Giovanni Gallardo's highest pitch count game was just 3 starts ago against the Phillies at 118. So there's that danger zone that you were talking about. Just short of that now, but
that was 7 innings in that start.
Correct. Here's Brock Holt, the leadoff hitter. Had his first major league hit in his last at bat. Back in the 4th inning. Made his major league debut yesterday. Pirates came into today's action tied with the Dodgers, a game and a half out of the final wild card spot. Still a full month of the season yet to go. Yo now misses again. It's 2-0. Pirates with 6 runs and 10 hits off Giovanni Gallardo. 3-0. They're really laboring to try to get this final out here in the 5th inning. It'd be a shame to see him not be eligible for a win with a 5-run cushion. There's a strike.
Yeah, 3-0, catching plenty of the outside corner.
There's a low strike. You'll take that.
Well, everything else has been called a ball. You know, Holt probably thought that was a ball too. And it probably was.
Clint Hurdle's reaction. Big pitch coming. 3-2 count. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. And a run's going to come home for the Pirates. And that's Holt's first major league RBI and gets Pittsburgh even closer to Milwaukee now. 11-7 is our score, and that is going to be it for Giovanni Gallardo. Oh, so close to getting through 5, but not in the cards today. One more look at the hit by Brock Holt. And that's going to send Giovanni Gallardo in on an early exit here today at Miller Park. He leaves shaking his head. Camera low coming in. Good ovation for Yo. He's won 6 straight decisions. looks disappointed, a bit exhausted, but his team has a 4-run lead right now. Couldn't make it all the way through the 5th inning.
Yeah, you always do for one of those. He's been so good for so long. Hey, come out to Miller Park as the Brew Crew hosts the Atlanta Braves on Monday, September 10th through Wednesday, September 12th. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com for tickets.
Cameron Lowe makes his 58th appearance of the season, trying to get the final out here in the 5th inning. He enters with 2 aboard.
Yeah, Les pitched on Friday against these Pittsburgh Pirates, gave up a run in an inning and 2/3 of work. He came into the 6th inning and stranded an inherited base runner. Things get a little bit hairy here at Miller Park for the Brew Crew.
A lot of runs by both teams. Pirates 7 runs on 11 hits. The Brewers 11 runs on 9 hits. Jose Tabata, who has a couple of singles and has scored a run, facing Lowe for the first time today. Tabata, his singles in the 3rd and 4th innings, scored that run in the 3rd. Little chopper. Ramirez, quick throw to Hart, and there's the final out of the 5th inning. Pirates get 3 more and draw even closer to the Brewers. Slugfest today here at Miller Park. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 11-7. Already the scoring. Giovanni Gallardo just 1 out shy of being eligible for a win today. He's won 6 straight decisions. And the Pirates making a lot of changes. Travis Snyder out in left field right now. And they make some other changes coming in from the bullpen. Justin Wilson as well. Sanchez has taken over at first. And that completes our changes for the Pirates here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, Wilson was a starter down in AAA. Indianapolis, 9-6, a 378 earned run average. Had over a strikeout per innings pitch. They say he's got a pretty good arm and a good breaking pitch. One of 3 left-handers now in that Pirates bullpen.
First pitch to Carlos Gomez. Swing and a miss. Carlos Gomez didn't miss this one in the 3rd inning. Brewers have hit the ball hard. 1 of 5 home runs by Milwaukee here this afternoon.
I got a text message from Tony Miliaccio, the Brewers equipment manager. We were talking about Ben Ogilvy's bat, right? We're talking about the numbers that he put up: 300 batting average, 100 RBIs, 40 homers. He says he has a Ben Ogilvy bat in his office, 36 inches, which is incredibly long.
Yeah.
I mean, the average is about 34. Braun uses 35. 36 inches, 36 ounces. Most hitters use a 32-ounce bat.
Wow.
Now you take the 36 ounces and you add the fact that it's a very thin handle bat, tapered, very big barrel. That is a big piece of wood.
Tell you what, he clubbed 41 home runs that season with that bat and hit over 300 as Gomez grounds out to second base.
That's one of the biggest bats you'll see. I mean, Alfonso Soriano, I believe, uses a 36-inch bat, but not 36 ounces. So thanks to Tony down in the clubhouse watching today. Ever helpful.
Not only for the information, but for watching.
That's right.
Here's Jeff Bianchi with one down here in the 5th inning. Brewers were able to chase James McDonald before he could even get through the 3rd inning. And now Wilson, the 3rd pitcher in this game, all ready for the Pirates, and we're in the 5th inning. One of those afternoons, never say never, and never feel comfortable. Jeff Bianchi, the 0-2 pitch, misses. 1-2. Bianchi got into the home run mix as well. Hit his 2nd big league home run, a solo shot back in the 2nd inning. And Bianchi lifts one in the right field for a base hit. And you might enjoy this because Cameron Lowe is going to bring his bat and come up to hit. Cameron Lowe will make his first appearance inside the batter's box this season as you take one more look at Bianchi's single.
And starting to get more and more comfortable up there at the plate. Another opposite field base hit for Bianchi. Well, we're going to see if Cameron Lowe can drop down a bunt.
Not sure I've seen Cameron Lowe anywhere near the batting cage this year.
Lunch in Florida that he does.
Okay. I don't know why I took that. Well, there you go.
Well, he's going to swing away. Looks like I'm buying. Nothing new about that.
I was just going to say, wouldn't be the first time.
I can only win there.
I like it when you buy.
Maybe he forgot it. He missed a sign. I don't. Cameron Lowe, not a guy that gets many at bats in his career. Actually, has not had an at bat this year.
Why didn't Eddie just yell down there, bunt? Oh, let's see what happens here. You're right, Rock. Lays one down right in front of the pitcher, and its sacrifice is complete.
Yes.
And I got to go cash a check.
Yes, sir.
Well done, Cameron Lowe.
Big high five to Cam Lowe when he gets on the plane today. I got lunch. Nice.
First career sacrifice for Cameron Lowe, and give one to Eddie Cedar too. He can come out the lunch.
You know what? You got to bring him, because had Eddie not gone down and told him to bunt, I'd be buying. Nicely done. I'm more excited about that than those homers.
I know, and you're kind of making a point to everyone that I never buy lunch too.
Not this week. It's expensive in Miami too.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal.
No deals.
How about I buy lunch tomorrow in the press dining room, and you buy lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Miami?
Nope. You're going to a nice place.
Nori Aoki now in with a runner in scoring position, 2 down. Aoki, after missing most of the last 2 games, has been on base all 3 times and scored 3 runs today. He's walked twice, had a single, also stole a base. We'll keep a close eye on Bianchi out there at second base. Milwaukee already a couple of stolen bases in this game, 10 in the series against Pittsburgh. Here's the 2-0. It's the outside corner. This is one of these at-bats where you feel okay with an 11-7 lead, but you have a runner in scoring position the way things are going. We're only in the 5th inning. You don't want to waste these opportunities.
You got to take advantage of every chance you get.
Bianchi goes. Aoki swings. A race to first. And it's going to be one out there by Sanchez. So the Brewers come up empty in their half of the 5th inning. To the 6th we go now. And it's an 11-7 lead for the Milwaukee Brewers. Back out on the hill. One of your favorite Wisconsin athletes been up to on social media. Paul Emick's top 10 tweets are always good for a weekend laugh. Check them out now, foxsportswisconsin.com. Speaking of social media, we're going to hear from Sophia Minnaert in a little bit. Got the racing sausages ready to go. The mini sausages racing on Sundays as well.
I tell you, that's a pretty good likeness. That's well done.
A lot of time to make that. Andrew McCutcheon leading off the 6th and follows one right into his dugout. That's pretty good. Are you sure they're not going to run? They could be. They could just kind of join in, don't you think?
No, it is mini hot dog sausage day today here at the ballpark. What do you call them? Little weenies.
Sure.
They finish the race on Sundays.
Little smokers.
Yeah.
Maldonado may need an extra moment.
Yeah, right off the end of the knee. Those hurt, especially when you have your knee dug right into the ground. Doesn't give it all.
We're just taking a look at Maldonado's mask. Reminded me of earlier this week, Josh Harrison taking out Molina of the Cardinals, knocking that whole headgear out. Collision at the plate. Catchers go through a lot. McCutcheon lines out to Bianchi. That's short.
You take outs any way you can get them today. McCutchen hit that one right on the nose, and the Yankee able to grab it. Guys are swinging the bats today, and the shift pays off this time.
Garrett Jones steps in with one down here in the Pirate half of the 6th inning. Jones has reached base safely in all 3 plate appearances, 2 walks and a single. He scored 2 runs in this game. As the Pirates are trying to stay alive with the wild card chase over in the American League side, a couple of close divisional battles going on. Baltimore and the Yankees are playing again, and the Orioles with an 8-3 lead over the Yankees in the top of the 9th inning there. Orioles were 3 back coming into today's action.
Yep, Yankees beat the Orioles in yesterday's ball game.
Tonight the White Sox and Tigers play. Only a game separating them now. White Sox holding on to first place. Of interest to the Pirates, the Cardinals, who have that game-and-a-half lead for that second wild card spot right now, tied in the 7th inning at Washington 2-2. Well, the Nationals now leading 4-2 in that game. Jones to left, Braun looking up, and it bounces off the top of the wall and out of the park for a home run. Jones with a home run.
Wow.
A solo shot that just does skip over the top of the wall and out of the park.
He hit that one hard, didn't he? Boy, off the bat, it sounded as though Braun was going to have a play on it, but he hit that one very hard on a line into left field. Good piece of hitting by Garrett Jones. He's got a lot of power and able to sneak that one over the fence, off the top of the fence and off the back wall.
It's Jones's second home run of the series against Milwaukee. Hit one on Friday night. And lo and behold, that lead now down to 3 at 11-8.
Pirates have out hit the Brewers 12-10.
Here's Sanchez. Sanchez hit a 2-run home run in his last at bat in the 5th inning. He's put together some long at bats against Brewer pitching in this series and has been very productive today. 3 RBIs for Sanchez, 2 hits. Misses again, 2-2. 1 down here in the 6th inning. A run home on the solo home run by Jones for the Pirates. One of those days, you know, you're not nearly done yet. Little tapper foul. Brewers forced to go to their bullpen much earlier than they would have anticipated, with Yovani Gallardo getting the start today, but he can go only 4 2/3 innings. Left with the lead, but won't be eligible for the win. And so it was Lowe coming in for the final out in the 5th inning, and he comes out to start the 6th, gives up a solo home run. Sanchez not offering.
That bullpen situation was helped in yesterday's ball game when Marco Estrada was able to go 7 innings. Only needed Henderson and Axford for an inning each. So you figure everybody's available out there, including Henderson and John Axford.
Axford got the win in yesterday's game. Grounder deep in the hole. Bianchi. And there are 2 outs. Giovanni Gallardo had won 6 consecutive games. Had gone 6 consecutive games of at least 7 innings. Now you got to rely on your teammates to pick you up.
And you always due for one of those. When you look at Gallardo, he leads all of baseball with 22 quality starts this year. And 22 quality starts for Gallardo and 27 combined starts. It's been a heck of a year.
Quite a run that he put together. Here's Alvarez, who Brewer pitchers have held in check so far in this game. He has a walk, officially 0 for 2. Alvarez leads all National League third basemen with 27 home runs. Put together some monster shots at PNC Park against the Cardinals in their last series earlier this week. Hits it hard. Weeks with low covering. Good job by the Brewer pitcher. Corey Hart laid out, couldn't come up with it, but Weeks hits Cameron low. Only damage in this inning, a solo home run by Jones. But the Pirates now within 3 runs of Milwaukee. Presented by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by the new Miller Lite Punch Top can. It's Miller time. Beautiful weather here in Milwaukee, Labor Day weekend. 11-8. The Brewers have the lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. What a slugfest between the Pirates and the Brew Crew here in the finale of this short homestand. Only 3 games before the Brewers hit the road for 7 more starting tomorrow. And this one long from over. You just get that feeling. So the Brewers offense going to have to get to work here. Pirates have scored 4 runs over the span of the last 2 innings to climb back within 11-8. As you take a look at Ricky Weeks, very successful day. And another hit up the middle for Ricky Weeks. That's the 4th time he has reached base, his 3rd hit of the game.
Last week or so, he has been hitting some baseballs right on the screws. And that ball just stung right up the middle, almost getting a piece of Wilson. Exactly where you want it. This ball out over the plate. Didn't try and pull it. And that is perfect technique by Ricky. Good approach, good swing, good result.
Ricky Weeks at first, a leadoff single for Ryan Braun. He hit a monstrous home run in the 1st inning. He has struck out twice since. Talked about the big bat that Ben Oglivie used. Take a look at maybe the next best thing in Ryan Braun's possession.
Yeah, more of a tapered bat, not as dramatic of a difference between the handle and the barrel. The swing weight, much lighter than a bat that's top heavy. But still, Ryan Braun uses one of the bigger bats in the league.
Ricky Weeks draws a throw. That Brewer bullpen continues to stay busy. Francisco Rodriguez now up. Wilson works his 2nd inning of relief out of the Pirate bullpen. I mentioned Ryan Braun leading the league in home runs, RBIs, slugging percentage, total bases as well, and extra base hits.
Maybe a little bit more difficult for the Brewers to get a good jump off of Wilson being a left-hander. Much better move. You can't get as good a jump off of first base against a lefty.
Weeks had a stolen base back in the 4th inning. That was his 11th. There he goes again. The throw off target and kicked away. Weeks is going to stay at 2nd base, though, not taking any chances with nobody out.
These throws by these Pirate catchers, not even close. And it all starts with the footwork. Clinton Hurdle realizes what a problem it has been for his catchers to throw out base runners. The arm drops for McHenry, and that ball sails. You can see clearly about 6 feet to the first base side of the bag. Not even close.
3rd stolen base of the game by Brewer runners, 2nd for Ricky Weeks. Big swing and just a little contact made by Ryan Braun. 2-2. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Braun fouls another one away. A lot of action for both sides. A lot of hits. Take a look at the in-game box score for Milwaukee. And everyone but Martin Maldonado among position players has been able to get at least one base hit. 3 for Weeks.
Even Giovanni Gallardo with a home run.
That's the current box. Yeah, Giovanni Gallardo would show up as a home run. There's a base hit for Ryan Braun. Ricky Weeks is being held at 3rd base. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. Runners at 1st and 3rd. And the Brewers could have something big brewing here. Only a 3-run cushion at this point. And another RBI producer in Ramirez stepping in.
And Ryan Braun on a 2-strike pitch gets a curveball. It looked like a slider or curveball that hung up. And Ricky had to hold to make sure that ball went through. That's why he couldn't score.
Ramirez had a 2 RBI single his last trip to the plate in the 4th inning. 1 for 3 in this game. Ramirez 88 RBIs on the season. At this pace headed for 100 RBIs. Ryan Braun not far off from there now. He's got 92. Check that 95 after the 3-run home run. Wow, that one rifled right into the Brewer dugout.
That's right where Ron Renicky hangs out. Right by that tunnel.
Jerry Narin kind of cracks a smile. Jerry usually plays it pretty straight.
You don't expect when you're walking from the tunnel into the dugout to have to dodge a line drive.
And Ramirez shoots one in the right field. Here comes Weeks. And the Brewers extend their lead out to 12-8.
How about Ramy? Another 3 RBI day. Doing a nice job pulling the hands in and just shooting it into right field. Check it out. Good piece of hitting by Ramirez on a pitch down and in. Pulls the hands in and just slices it into right field. Good piece of hitting. Still nobody out. Brewers now with 13 hits.
184 RBIs together for Braun and Ramirez, the top RBI duo in the league. And Clint Hurdle on his way out. Looks like he's going to make a pitching change. Nobody out, still in the Brewer 6th inning. They have a run home and 2 aboard. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club. Pitching change here in the 6th inning. Brewers already have a run home. They lead at 12-8. Chris Resop, now the 4th Pirate pitcher, going to make his 52nd appearance of the season.
Yeah, Resop with pretty good numbers, a 362 earned run average, more of a controlled pitcher. And 42 strikeouts and just shy of 65 innings of work. And a 1-3 record. 3rd reliever used by Clint Hurdle and the Pirates here today, and as we mentioned, only the 6th inning.
Well, the Brewers ended the Pirates' string of 4 unanswered runs, putting one on the board already here in the 6th inning. Ramirez coming through with the RBI single, and now it's going to be Corey Hart. Corey Hart got hit by a pitch that glanced the back of his helmet in his last at bat. He also doubled and scored a run in the 3rd inning. If you're Ryan Braun out at second base, are you satisfied by being there? Are you thinking about swiping third?
Man, he's always trying to steal a base. Ramirez getting a big long lead over there at first is kind of just keeping an eye on Braun to see if he's going to take off. He'll fall right in behind him. Ramirez can get a huge lead off of first base because Gabby Sanchez is back and over toward the hole.
Pirates would like nothing more than a double play, but the Brewers may run him out of one. Two and one now to Corey Hart. Big cut and a miss, 2-2, and a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Man, he can mirror back and let it fly. That's a pretty good fastball to go along with a good slider. Pirates bullpen has been very good all year long. ERA just over 3 out of the bullpen.
Way outside, 3-2 now to Corey Hart. Hart, big smash to short. They get one out. Out at second base, retiring Ramirez. Braun advances to third, and Hart safe on the fielder's choice. He smoked that ball.
Yes, he did, off the chest of Josh Harrison. That would have been an easy double play had he been able to hold it in the glove right away. But once he dropped it, no chance to turn two, and that allows Maldonado to drive in a run with an out. Corey hits this one right on the button, a couple of hops. Ball looked like it came up on Harrison just a little bit, but they were able to get it out at second.
Well, let's bring in Mark Kincannon outside the Brewer dugout.
Craig, Rob Renicky told me he's happy with how Martin Maldonado has maintained a good approach at the plate, even with fewer at-bats since Jonathan Lucroy's return. Martin has kept his average up. He's hitting the ball hard when he makes outs. Renicky impressed with how the young catcher has adjusted, but he needs a hit today, guys. He's 0 for 3.
Thanks, Mark. And Martin Maldonado, you figure he's going to get in the mix. He is certainly one of these guys that doesn't need the rest, obviously, but is still learning a lot from his position up on the big leagues now for the first time in his career, and has done a tremendous job, as Mark pointed out. But part of the development progress that we heard Gord Ash talk a little bit about, the progress of some of these first-year big leaguers that were called up out of necessity, and Maldonado is certainly one of those.
Everybody knew how good Maldonado was defensively, but his offense has been a nice surprise. You know, you combine the numbers between Lucroy and Maldonado, that's a lot of production out of your catcher's core.
Luke has been outstanding since he came back from the disabled list. Cover off the ball, and you would think headed to the All-Star game at the pace he was going before he got hurt, but Maldonado surprising many by looking like a big league hitter in his first game. Did a tremendous job behind the plate every day.
And you combine those numbers that Luke and Maldonado have put up: 15 home runs, 74 RBIs. And keep in mind, Maldonado, it took him 2 months to get here. Didn't get here till end of May.
Maldonado entered today at 274, hitting 270 at this at bat right now, and Lucroy at 326. So They're getting on base and they're driving home runs, providing some power. This one foul territory, right side. Sanchez giving chase, but it's into the stands. No balls, 2 strikes to Maldonado. See if he can end an 0 for 3 day right here and bring home another run. There's Ryan Braun down to third. Corey Hart over at first. And time call. Ted Barrett, the home plate umpire at the last moment, steps away.
Maldonado asking for time. Risa taking a little bit too long in the stretch.
Here's the 0-2. And it's high. Risa taking a long look at McHenry, the catcher.
And those are the things that pitchers have to do when teams are running wild on you. Try and figure out a way to keep base runners where they're at.
Maldonado has already hit into 1 double play. That ended the 4th inning. And they'd like to stay in that situation with Hart over at first base. Maldonado strikes out. So 2 down now as Risa comes in and gets Maldonado.
Good fastball right on that corner, and Maldonado is trying to get a piece of it.
Two down in the Brewer half of the 6th inning. Still 2 aboard. Carlos Gomez, who had a big 2-run home run back in the 3rd, his 15th round tripper, steps in. He's officially 1 for 3 in this game. Takes a whack at the first pitch, and he's going to fly out to Harrison, the shortstop, for the final out. Brewers do get 1 back. Stretch their lead back out to 4. with a monster 3-run jack. And it was answered by Michael McHenry of the Pirates, but the Brewers would keep fighting back. Bianchi with his second big league home run. Weeks with another long home run early in this game. And Carlos Gomez as well. Brewers not done yet. Brewer pitcher Giovanni Gallardo with his first home run of the year, his 10th career home run. Sanchez then steps in against Yo. And Lowe gives up one later in the ball game to Garrett Jones. 8 home runs total in this game, 12-8. The Brewers, though, out in front as we head to the 7th inning. And Francisco Rodriguez, the new Brewer pitcher.
That K-Rod roughed up on Thursday against the Cubs, a blown save. His last time out. Before that, boy, he was throwing lights out. A rough outing against the Cubs. Looking to put up a 0 in the 7th. Zeros are hard to come by for these two teams. Only 2 of them.
K-Rod had quite a string going, Rock. You're right. 8 consecutive appearances. No hits, no runs. And then he was lit up. And first batter here, McHenry, a long out to the warning track. Gomez makes the catch.
Seems like everything that goes up into the air today you would expect to be out of the ballpark, but not the case there.
Ho Chunk Gaming texts the broadcast question. What are some of the longest home runs you've ever seen? Curtis from Eagle wants to know. We've seen some today.
Yeah, well, we've seen some today. We're talking about here at Miller Park or anywhere. I remember Mark McGwire hitting some monumental blast at Busch Stadium. Sammy Sosa, but the longest home run I've ever seen, we talked about it in Chicago. The one that Glenn Allen Hill hit off of Steve Woodard, I want to say back in 2001, was it?
Still traveling, isn't it?
Yep, over Waveland Avenue at Wrigley Field, up on top of the roof in one of those buildings.
So usually we say to Waveland Avenue. This one cleared the street.
Cleared the street and almost cleared the roof. But I remember Adam Dunn hit a ball here up on the dew deck in a game. That was a pretty well hit baseball. But that one that Ricky hit, not too shabby.
Ricky had a 470-foot home run. We showed you earlier that was a year ago against the Pirates. That hit the glass at the nice stadium club. Fly ball to right field. Gomez calls up Aoki for the second out.
I also remember a ball that Cecil Fielder hit off of Dan Plesac at County Stadium that cleared the bleachers. Over the bleachers at County Stadium.
Well, that is a long home run.
That was unbelievable.
Man.
Yes.
Longest home run recorded here at Miller Park by a Brewer, Russell Branyan, 480 feet against Greg Maddux of the Cubs at that time back in 2004. Prince Fielder has 2 475-foot home runs. Next on the list.
Prince hit what in Houston? Was it last year or the year before? Upper deck?
It was last year in right center, deep into the upper deck.
And in Houston.
I think that was measured pretty close to 480 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That was one of the longer ones that I've seen. Because that is like hitting 3/4 of the way up the scoreboard here in right center.
I will tell you, though, that ball that Braun hit in Chicago to center field.
Foul ball, Martin Maldonado giving chase.
Had that little shed out there for the cameras not been there. There's no telling how far that would have gone.
That's right. That's right. That was one that was kept in due to construction.
That would have probably gone off one of those buildings actually out in center field, how far that was hit. Guys are big and strong. They can hit them.
Travis Snyder down 2 strikes to Francisco Rodriguez, trying to close him out.
I also remember Rob Deere hitting a ball at Old Comiskey Park up on the roof in left field.
On the roof.
Hit the roof and bounced over. Old Comiskey. Are we done yet?
Ryan Braun says hopefully if he can catch up to this, and he does. A terrific catch Just into foul territory for the final out here in the 7th inning. A 1-2-3 inning. Francisco Rodriguez doing the job, and our tradition on Sunday afternoons, God Bless America here at Miller Park.
We honor our great nation with God Bless America, led by Martina McBride.
Cushion here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Time now for the pulse of social media. Sophia Minert is standing by, and you had a tough question for everybody today, Sophia.
Craig, we did. Brewers player and pitcher of the month, Ryan Braun and Giovanni Gallardo. So we asked fans who had the more dominating month of August. Fans replied with the hashtag Braun or hashtag Gallardo. Brewer Nation said it's Gallardo. Braun had a power lull in August before coming on late. Gallardo dominant all month. Max said Gallardo has been lights out. By winning all of his starts in the month of August, he has solidified himself as the Brewers' ace. And Scott tweeted us saying Braun has been more outstanding, consistently dominating in almost every category. Craig and Rock, the Brewers put together their first winning month of the season in August. No doubt these two guys were a big part of that.
Absolutely. You need the 1-2 punch. You need your ace out on the hill and your MVP doing their things, and they certainly did in the month of August.
Well, you can always count on those two guys, no doubt. I mean, I think the Brewers right now, even with Gallardo and Braun doing what they've done, I think everybody has elevated their game in the last couple of weeks. And this team is playing as good a baseball as anybody right now. 4 games under 500. Certainly would like to get to the 500 mark and finish strong. You know, play well, Finish strong, see where you end up.
Look out, Garth Orge down there as Jeff Bianchi leading off the Brewer half of the 7th inning. And look no further when you say everyone picking it up than a guy like Jeff Bianchi. Look what he's done in the last week or so. Another solo home run today. He's come through with some big hits at the plate for Milwaukee.
And he makes all the plays at short. That's the important thing.
A couple of hits in this game today. And this time he grounds out to short. One down here in the 7th.
Now, with the way this team's playing, you really have to tip your hat to Ron Renicky and the coaching staff to keep these guys focused. Things were not going very well. You know, June and July, guys were down. They got, what, 11, 12 games under 500. And you know, a lot of times, you know, your coaching staff to get their dauber down a little bit. Players kind of follow suit. But the coaching staff up and down organization has done a good job keeping these guys focused. And because of that, I think they're playing the kind of baseball that they are right now.
And Eric Ferris is going to get a chance to bat here for the first time since being called up by Milwaukee. He took the roster spot of Cody Ransom, who was claimed off waivers by the Arizona Diamondbacks. That happened on Friday, so Eric Ferris, who put together a pretty nice season at AAA Nashville. 286, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs. This guy's got some wheels. He stole 35 bases.
Yeah, Ray Series just having a bit of a meeting going over the scouting report on Ferris. Not sure if Ferris has seen any of these Pirates, even in the minor leagues, but don't want to take any chances. Former teammate of mine, Ray Series, back in '83 and '84 with the Brewers.
I remember Ray.
Got a good arm, left-hander.
Done a nice job with his Pittsburgh pitching staff with Clint Hurdle.
Yes, he has.
Well, Ferris now was with the Brewers in very early April, but did not get a chance to appear in a game. So this is his second big league at bat. And he will continue to look for his first big league hit. Our Pizza Hut delivery of the game. The Brewers slamming 5 home runs. Ryan Braun got it going in the first inning. And many of these no-doubters. Bianchi contributes his second big league home run. Weeks delivers his 14th. Carlos Gomez his 15th. Brewers 5 in all.
Yeah, Brewers now with 167 home runs. They're stretching their lead. Next closest coming into play today, the Cincinnati Reds with 156. So they're separating themselves from the rest of the National League.
And Giovanni Gallardo pitching in the clubhouse. We know you hit a home run too. We've shown it a couple of times. Nice job today. 5 home runs by the Brewers. Yos was the capper. First of 2012. Adds to his Brewer franchise total of 10. That is a club record for a pitcher. Aoki's been on base 3 times and scored 3 runs in this game. Right back to the pitcher Resau. 2 down. Actually, that ends the 7th inning. A 1-2-3 inning. 12-8 Brewers.
Against the Marlins. Can't rule out a spotty shower or thunderstorm, though I think for the most part we're probably going to stay dry. 87 degrees at first pitch. Winds will be out of the southeast between 4 to 8 miles per hour.
Typical weather in Miami coming up. Afternoon baseball tomorrow. We start with Brewers Line pregame at 11:30. A big 4-game series coming up. All 4 games from Miami on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Going to conclude on Thursday afternoon. Jose Veras now in for the Brewers, making appearance number 59 here as we enter the top of the 8th inning against the Pirates.
Yeah, pitched on Friday. He pitched an inning, gave up a couple of hits and a run. Veras has been unscored upon in 9 of his last 11 appearances. That's 3 runs in 12 1/3. Nice job by K-Rod here today in the 7th.
Boy, he had a 1-2-3. Very quick 7th inning. Good to see him get right back on track. So Veras will face Brock Holt, top of the order for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's collected his first 2 major league base hits in this game against the Brewers. Also his first big league RBI. That came in his last plate appearance in the 5th inning. He's made some nice jumps this season. Started out at Double-A. Spent most of his season there. Short stint at Triple-A and then was called up yesterday by the club. A Double-A All-Star. .126 minor league games. He had .344. Big doubles guy. He had 31 doubles. Veras delivers the 1-2. Called strike 3. Good start to the 8th.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. That curveball, his bread and butter, and you figure a Holt-looking fastball. He got the curveball just at the bottom of the strike zone. See Maldonado trying to make it look good for Ted Barrett.
Now Alex Presley will pinch hit in the number 2 hole.
The pitcher spot.
The pitcher spot after the double switch. First pitch a strike from Veras. Presley started in left field. Had a double, but also struck out 3 times.
Yeah, he was up in the 9th inning, and with the bases loaded, it took 3 fastballs for a called strike 3.
Left the bases loaded.
Never swung the bat once, and that one right on the jaw of Martin Maldonado. As if the day hasn't been long enough back there.
Question is he chewing gum or trying to get his jaw back in order? The 0-2 to Presley. Another curveball called strike 3. Working for Veras here in the 8th.
Yep, 3 pitches and see you later. The backdoor variety. Ted Barrett rings him up, so Veras has good command of his curveball today.
Now the ever so dangerous Andrew McCutchen.
This is the way you want to face this guy.
Nobody on.
Up by 4, nobody on base.
McCutchen grounded into a double play back in the 4th inning. Rare but true. He has a single and scored a run in this game. Big defensive shift on for McCutchen as Ricky Weeks to the shortstop side of second base.
You see that target by Martin Maldonado. Laying that right leg flat, getting his rear end right on the ground, trying to get the ball down. Want to make sure he doesn't leave one up in the strike zone.
Harris hits the outside corner, 2-1. McCutchen came into today tied for the league lead in batting average at .346. Has dropped a point from that total.
Good curve today.
Melky Cabrera, of course, suspended, but technically still leads the league at .346. Just missing outside. So that begs the question, how many people do you think are pulling for this guy to win the batting title?
Probably outright. A lot, right? Figure a curveball coming here.
Little tapper, slow roller. Weeks got to hurry and makes the play. Final out. Consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings for Brewer relievers. K-Rod in the 7th and Barris coming in with a couple of big strikeouts. Brewers preserving that 4-run lead.
As we get you set for Brewers Live, following today's game, Davey Nelson alongside Telly Hughes here. And Davey, 5 home runs, 13 hits for the Brewers. They've really been swinging the bats today.
Well, they certainly have. And how about our boy Ricky Weeks? We're talking about Ricky in pregame and how over his last 5 games hitting over 538. Boy, 3 more hits today. Scored 4 runs so far.
Yes, Ricky Weeks is our Marshfield Clinic shining moment. He's 3 for 4 with a home run and a stolen base, and he will lead off this inning. Craig, we're going to send it back up to you, but coming up after the game, we'll hear from Ron Renicky. We'll also get inside the clubhouse and have a preview of the upcoming road trip.
All right, good stuff. Let's see if the Brewers can hang on here. 12-8 to score right now. No runs over the last 1.5 innings of work. Tony Watson now out on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's the 4th pitcher out of the bullpen.
Yeah, for most of the year, he was the only lefty out there. He's got good numbers this year. Really done a nice job for Clint Hurdle. He's only allowed 5 home runs. Well, they got 3 out there now. 3 lefties.
This was a game that the outcome was not meant to be for the starters. James McDonald chased after just 2 2/3 innings of work, 7 earned runs, and Giovanni Gallardo just an out shy of being eligible to register for the win in this game. 4 2/3 innings, but he gave up 7 earned runs as well. So both starting pitchers in short work, giving up a combined 14 earned runs in this game. The numbers on Ricky Weeks. How about the 4 runs scored in this game? Every time Ricky's been on, he's come around to score.
7 runs scored between he and Aoki today. That's what the first 2 guys in the batting order are supposed to do, right? Speaks well of the guys behind him in the lineup.
Set the table. Braun with 3 RBIs behind them. Ramirez with 3 RBIs behind Braun. And Ricky Weeks reaches for the 5th consecutive time, drawing a walk.
And you would think another stolen base attempt is forthcoming. Why would they stop now, right?
Well, Ricky's got 2 by himself here today. The way this season has gone, you can never have enough runs. Get yourself in scoring position. With those 2 stolen bases today, Weeks now with 12 on the season. Ryan Braun at the plate. Braun takes a whack at the first pitch into right center. McCutchen with his wheels catches up to it just in front of the wall. And Weeks has to get back to first base. Sure hit it hard.
Yes, he did. Right on the nose. I tell you, that McCutchen can cover a lot of ground. He got a great jump on that baseball. He had Ryan Braun shaded toward right a little bit. And like a shot, able to get out there into the gap. They played deep for Braun, as they should. And he's able to make that catch easy.
Meeting between the first baseman Sanchez, McHenry the catcher, and the pitcher Watson.
McHenry telling Sanchez, tie a rope around that guy at first, won't you? Don't let him go anywhere.
And they'll keep him close. Ricky Weeks, as I mentioned, 2 stolen bases already. Brewers have 3 stolen bases today, 11 in the series. Ramirez has singled each of his last 2 trips up, both producing RBIs. 2 back in the 4th and 1 back in the 6th. High pop up right side.
Long run and just foul.
Wow.
Just foul.
That didn't miss by much.
Holt was playing on the shift, had a long ways to go from his second base position. And that ball bounced just into foul territory. Corey Blazer, the first base umpire, making the call.
Can't tell, boy. But he's right there. Look at the first base umpire. I mean, he's what, about 15 feet from that call? Can't be in better position.
Couldn't tell from that angle definitively. But Ramirez can erase all doubts and just get a base hit, right? Weeks on the run. The throw from first over to short. And it is covered there by the shortstop Harrison. They get Ricky Weeks.
And first caught stealing of the series for the Pirates, and it's a pickoff. Much tougher to get a jump off of left-handed pitchers. He hangs that leg up there. He sees Ricky take off, and a good throw by Sanchez to get the out.
Two down now for Ramirez. Base is empty. Count even, a ball and a strike. Ramirez has his RBI total at 89. He's on pace to hit 53 doubles this season, which would tie Lyle Overbay for the team record. He has 66 extra base hits. One off the league mark right now, set by his teammate Ryan Braun. His home run gave him 67. And this one hits Ramirez, the 2-2 pitch. It's the second Brewer hit batter in this game. Corey Hart got hit in the head.
And the inability to be able to pitch inside, and another Brewers batter hit by a pitch. That's 78 hit batters for the Brewers this year. Far and away the most. Next closest, 51, the Phillies.
If you want to learn the basics of baseball, stay tuned for Brewers Live postgame as we break down the techniques and strategies of the game in tonight's postgame instructional, coming up with Davey and Rock. How do you make the shin not feel bad when you get hit in the shin on a pitch like Ramirez just did? That's got to sting.
Impossible. Maybe the art of wrapping an ice bag around a guy's leg.
There you go. A kick in the shin. Not sure you're going to see Ramirez taking off for second. Corey Hart, the 0-1. Falls in, strike two. The Nationals held off St. Louis 4-3 this afternoon. So if the Pirates indeed lose to the Brewers here today, they won't lose any ground to St. Louis, but they'll have to keep their eye on the Dodgers, who came into today tied with Pittsburgh for that second wild. Actually, They were a game and a half out of that second wild card spot.
Dodgers are behind the Diamondbacks in the 5th, 3-1. Atlanta's losing. A 5-run first inning for Philadelphia.
The Brewers are going to see the Nationals, the Braves, the Cardinals, the Reds all in September. Broken bat. Soft floater in the center and a nice catch by Holt for the final out here in the 8th inning. This kid's had himself a big game. First major league hit, first major league RBI, and a terrific defensive play to help his team out. Pirates down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 4 runs. Top of the 9th we go here at Miller Park. The Brewers trying to sweep away the Pittsburgh Pirates. They've had a terrific run. They've won 10 of 12, trying to make it 11 of 13. A 4-run cushion right now for Manny Parra, the Brewer lefty out of the bullpen. The 4th reliever used now by the Brewers.
Yeah, rough outing for Manny Parra his last time out. That was that Thursday game in Chicago where the bullpen had a rough time of it. A third of an inning, gave up a run, and allowed 2 inherited runners to score. And looking to get the final 3 outs here today to finish off the sweep of the Pirates.
Brewer bullpen's done a very good job in this game. Giovanni Gallardo going 4 2/3 innings. Cameron Lowe came in to close out that 5th inning, pitched a 6th. Then it was K-Rod and Veras, but together they've just given up 1 hit and 1 run so far. And Parra faces the left-handed hitting Garrett Jones. And pops it straight back foul. Andrew McCutcheon watches. They had a rough August. 11-17. The Pirates were their first losing month, and September could be off to an 0-2 start. Last winning season, 1992, the last of 3 consecutive National League Championship appearances for the Pirates franchise, and it has for the most part been all downhill since that time. They have had some bleak years. Last year, first half of the season started out very well, spent most of the first half of last year near or at the top of the division. But from July 25 on of 2011, they finished 19-43. So a colossal collapse that they're trying to avoid here in the final 2 months of the 2012 season.
And Manny Pryor trying to put away Garrett Jones with that split-fingered fastball. That was a good take by Jones. That last pitch. Our left-handers chase that.
Nice stop by Ricky Weeks. Can't come up with the ball, though, so Jones is going to reach. So the leadoff hitter is aboard for the Pirates. The Brewers using their power early in this game. Across the first 4 innings, it was Ryan Braun, a 3-run pop in the first. And then Bianchi hit one in the second inning. Later in the inning, it was Ricky Weeks, a 2-run home run. Then in the third, it was Carlos Gomez. Brewers were building a nice big lead, and their pitcher Giovanni Gallardo also hit a home run as well. $11 runs in the first 4 innings for Milwaukee. They've been able to add 1 since then. Pirates scored 4 between the 5th and 6th innings. Now Gabby Sanchez, who's been a tough out in this series for the Brewers.
And John Axford up and loosening in the bullpen. In the event Manny Parra has a tough time in this inning.
Well, 2 of the first 3 hitters were left-handers, and it was the hope that Parra could get that first batter, get Sanchez here, and then Alvarez on deck, another left-handed hitter.
Yeah, I think after Alvarez, I think that might be it for Manny, because nothing but a couple of right-handers coming up, and then Snyder, the lefty, in that number 9 spot.
Parra missing inside now, 3-1.
One more base runner because of save opportunity for John Axford. Tying run on deck. You come in, finish the game, and you get a save.
And he just walked Sanchez. So the first 2 reach. And Ron Renicky not going to waste any more time. He's going to come out and make a move here.
And Manny Parra just having a very inconsistent season. There are points in time where he has been lights out, but his last 2 appearances have not been very good.
So Parra is out, and John Axford is going to come in. Tough situation here in the 9th. Tracker, he has 22 on the season. looking for 23 here this afternoon. Despite the fact the Brewers have a 4-run lead, Manny Parr allowed the first 2 runners to reach. So John Axford in his 60th appearance won yesterday's game, looking for a save here this afternoon.
Well, John looked very good his last time out in yesterday's ball game. Actually, he loaded the bases, was able to get the last guy out, that Presley strikeout. And looking to pick up another save here at Miller Park. Had a couple of men on. The tying run is on deck, which means it's a save opportunity. Ron Redicky not very happy with Manny Parr as he left the ball game. Did not hand the baseball to the Brewers manager. Threw it into the glove of Maldonado and stormed into the dugout.
He will watch from the dugout, hoping John Axford can close things out. First batter is going to be Pedro Alvarez. Jones at second, Sanchez over at first. Alvarez 0 for 3. He did walk in this game. Swings at the first pitch, shallow left. Braun coming in for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start. Brewers trying to improve to 8-4 this season against the Pirates. They entered play today. They were 6 games behind Pittsburgh in the Central Division standings. With a chance to close within 5 today. Michael McHenry takes a first pitch strike.
Always a good sign when Axford's able to keep that fastball down when he first comes in.
The Brewers have won 10 of their last 12 games. Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball. In one of the losses just the other day, the latest on Thursday, John Axford was not available to pitch.
High heat, tough to catch up to up there.
McHenry lays off.
The same pitch.
McHenry a big day. Homered back in the second, singled in the third. Walked and scored another run in the 5th inning. Garrett Jones out at second. Gabby Sanchez over at first. They reached with nobody out. Then Lowe came in and got Alvarez to fly out on the first pitch. Axford now a ball and 2 strikes. Now even 2-2.
Well, John Axford's slider has been a much better pitch for him than the curveball as of late. That last curveball out of the strike zone. Let's see if he tries to go upstairs with the heater again.
McHenry stays alive. 97 miles an hour. The 2-2 just misses on the outside corner.
That's the way it's been all day with that strike zone. Ted Barrett has not given anything on that corner all day.
Just under 33,000 here at Miller Park this afternoon. And again, another one fouled straight back.
Amazing thing to me about that pitch before. I'm not sure how a hitter takes a pitch like that. You're talking about half an inch off the corner. I mean, you're going to leave that up to the umpire your entire at bat. But they take them, and more times than not, they're called balls.
Good battle here between Axford and McHenry. The 8th pitch of the at-bat. And fouled back again. Brewers looking for their 65th win of the season. They have 68 losses. And have really closed the gap in the last couple of weeks with this run they've been on. And this time he strikes him out. Foul tip held on by Maldonado. So 2 down.
And McHenry able to foul off fastballs around mid-thigh high, but once you get that ball around that belt at that velocity, it's awfully difficult to center on it, and he fouled it right into the glove of Maldonado.
And the Brewer faithful will stand up. They want Axe to get that final out. He faces Josh Harrison. Ball 1. Harrison hitless in this game, 0 for 4. There's a strike, 1-1. 98 miles an hour from Axford.
Down at the knees. Harrison going up there just taking a strike. That's what you do until you become the tying run.
Now a ball and 2 strikes. Another epic length game here at Miller Park, more than 3.5 hours. They've stuck around to watch the Brewers try to complete the sweep. Here's the 1-2. And he's able to check his swing. That evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Axford looking for the final out. Here's the 2-2. There it is. Axford gets the strikeout, and the Brewers get the sweep. Save number 23 for John Axford here this afternoon. Cameron Lowe awarded the win. An inning and a third of